Actually not. There's me right there. This is some fucking shit. I saw this earlier. People tweeted this fucking bullshit at me. Amazon's on their bullshit again. Take a look at this. Blue Protocol in the Western release by Amazon will not have boob jiggle physics and the small character size option. So this is not entirely true, but it's partially true. Let's go ahead and read it. This is, I guess, a guy that's involved with it. Let's start with the first question. Censorship is a huge topic in the West. Can you confirm if elements of the game will be changed in Blue Protocol to fit the Western scene? If yes, can you expand on the subject? So here we go. We're going to listen to it. So I'll talk at a high level. See, like anything more than a one-word answer of no is the wrong answer, by the way. So like anything that he says after the first word that could be no is automatically wrong. The censorship for any of these games, like I understand that, like it's like they're having the really young, like the young-looking characters, like the lolly type characters. They make me very uncomfortable. I don't really like them, but I don't think that they are inherently sexual unless they're being sexualized by the game or by certain outfits that are designed to promote sexuality. Like, I don't think having a character like that in a game is fundamentally sexual, and I think that the people that try to make it that actually do a disservice to the people that are actually malicious and weird and creepy by trying to dilute what the actual weird, bad, like, perverted people are actually doing, right? So I very, very much dislike that mindset. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of these, though. So I'll talk in a high-level terms, goals, what we're trying to accomplish, and then in this, and then we'll go back down to the specifics. I think censorship comes in different ways, and the level of censorship is usually where we find disagreements within the community. No, we don't. Let me make it very clear. Any censorship at all is bad. You should just try to produce the game in the same way that is authentic to what the developers intended. I actually, like, I don't want it to be censored at all. Like, this is a game that's made by another country that has different values, and it's not going to be the same as what's created in Hollywood or some fucking random studio here in America or Canada. I don't need to culturally appropriate every single other person's content and media so it can avoid upsetting me. Like, there are things that is in other media that I find to be very weird. But you know what? I deal with it. I suck it up because I'm a grown-ass fucking man, and other people in the world don't do things the same way I do. Holy fuck, how pathetic this is. No, it's not acceptable in any way. Let's take a look at it. Generally speaking, when we're talking about censorship for Blue Protocol, we want to bring Shimoki-san's vision for the game and for the Western players. However, there are layers to think about from a cultural, legal, and regulatory perspective. We want the content and the events to be the same one-to-one. When we talk about changes, we're talking about a perspective of bringing the game to as many people as possible. We are targeting a T rating, as it is an anime game, and generally speaking, anime is much more approachable for the teen market unless you start going towards certain extremes. I know what extremes he's talking about. Yeah, that's true. This game does not really play to those extremes, okay? So if you want an example of an extreme, type your favorite anime character, and then after that, type R34. And that's what I mean. And do that, remember what I said before? Do that on incognito mode. Yeah. let's go ahead and do this here and look at the rest of it. General changes we're looking at is how do we make that approach to this game? A change for us in the West, specifically in the character creation menu, is the female characters will no longer have the physics shake button available. So you can't shake their boobs in the character creator. Well, I guess I mean, like, this means they literally watched my video. So, like, this is what it is. Let me see here. Fuck. Yeah, this right here. Oh my god. Oh my god, okay. Because you can give them some really big titties. And it looks like they're not nerfing that, which is great.
You happy? Good?
Yeah, this is amazing. That's the button right there.
Hey, the game let you do it. It's not my fault the game let you do it.
No, there's actually, I really mean this. There is an unironic boob jiggle button. Yes, there it is.
Hey, the game let you do it. It's not my fault the game let you do it. Yeah.
So they got rid of that button. Now, why did they get rid of this button? I think that it is totally reasonable that they have to get rid of this button in order to be compliant with different types of regulations in the United States. That is just the nature of doing business here, and like I disagree with them, but if they're trying to follow a regulation, then they have to do it, right? I mean, that's all there is to it. However, like ESRB, I have no respect for ESRB, by the way. The people that do the ratings, because they allow games to be targeted towards teenagers and children with E for everyone and T for teen that have gambling in it. So I have no respect for them. I think that they are outdated. They are an antiquated agency. They are a vestige of a time whenever they mattered, which basically really was never, but especially now. And I don't think that anybody should take anything that they say or do seriously in any capacity. So ESRB is fucking spineless. They are. They're pathetic. And so, like, whenever they make video games that have gambling in it, adults only, which is like the one that's above mature, because mature is for 17 plus, because only adults can gamble in America. And if there are gambling features in the game, I think that it should be ranked for adults only. So until they do that, I will have no respect for any opinion they have, because they're clearly bought out and paid for by the companies that are making this okay. And there's no reason to trust, like, at the moment that a regulatory agency shows the fact that they're just completely what is it, like, completely corrupt, or at least not consistent, then that's it. It's over. It's like what I say. You build 100 bridges and you suck one dick. You're not a bridge builder. You're a dick sucker. And ESRB is full of dick suckers. What the fuck? Well, I was very clear. I'm saying that they do some good things sometimes, but the moment whenever you're a regulatory agency and you have an oversight like that, that also just happens to coincide with massive degrees of profit and agency, then no, I don't respect anything you do. That's it. You're saying sucking dick is a bad thing? No. No, why would it be a bad thing? Like, I mean, like, for example, somebody can go to work 100 days as a garbage man and they can win the lottery once. They're not a garbage man, they're a lottery winner. Don't try that with me. Don't try that with me. AGS will ruin BDO like they ruined Lost Ark. BDO is, this is Blue Protocol. The only reason ESRB exists is an internal industry cabal to try to evade government regulation. It's purely performance clown show. If we had legit regulators who existed outside of the industry, insiders, we wouldn't have child gambling mechanics. Yeah, it's pathetic. And the reason why it happens, by the way, I want you guys to understand the reason why it happens, is because the stupid fucking public is spending all day now thinking about if there's aliens or not, that they actually believe that the government is like hiding aliens or something stupid like that. And they're doing that, thinking about aliens all day. Meanwhile, they're getting finessed, they're losing their job, they're having their pensions and their 401ks inflated to the point to where they're worth nothing. But they're divided and fighting over different social issues, different inherent social wedge issues that affect 1% of the population. Holy fuck. What a pathetic world we live in. Anyway, so yeah, it's never going to change. Let's go ahead and look at the rest of this. General change, we're looking at how do we make this approach to the game. They can't shake their boobs anymore. There are changes that are culturally accepted in Japan, and what they do in their titles. However, in the West, it can be uncomfortable for our players, and that's where we will step in to say, hey, can we make a slight change for this? Well, I mean, I think that if the people that run Amazon games had any idea what was comfortable for the players, they wouldn't have run 2 MMOs into the ground. New World has a million fucking problems, and it's just it's like one step away from being shut down. It's obvious because it's making no money, and the only reason it probably exists is because it's the only thing that Amazon uses for their Lumberyard engine, which is something that they created completely to run games, and then they've taken other games off of it because how much of a disaster it is, except for New World. Then with Lost Ark, it's been so hilariously mismanaged by not only Amazon, but also by, what do you call it? But by Smilegate, that if you see this chart right here, like, I don't know, I don't think that you really have a good idea on what the fuck is supposed to, what the fuck people want. You have no idea what they want. If you did, you wouldn't be having graphs like this. They're fucking clueless. They have no idea. This is not true at all. And so, yeah, I don't trust anybody at Amazon Games. I will listen to what they say, right? And if it's accurate, it's accurate. But I will not give them any degree of expertise. I will not give them any level of expertise, because they've clearly failed in every single thing. I don't really want to follow U.S. regulations as a European. Well, I don't think anybody does. I mean, of course, right? Like, why would you want to follow regulations for another country whenever you don't live there? Sure, I agree with what you're saying. However, you pack it up, and pack it up by boycotting the game. No, I mean, I still want to play the game. This just makes it worse. Now, if everybody did that, then they'd add the titty jiggle back in, and it'd be no problem. But no, I'm not going to do that. This is just my opinion of it, and I'm disagreeing with this. One viewer, yeah, I don't know why that's happening. The recent incidents with AGS has discredited them almost entirely. Lord of the Rings MMO is being developed by Amazon Games, right? Yeah, it is. So, no titty jiggle, no play, Madge. Yeah. And also, like, this is just the way that I look at things, is that I only act if I know it will have an outcome. Because, like, I don't really care about sending a message. It doesn't really matter to me. And I think that, honestly, like, sending a message and then have it being ignored is worse than not sending a message at all, because it shows people that you're weak. So to me, I only really take action, and I only really do something if I think I can make an effect on something. And if I don't think I can do that, then I don't do it. It's just that simple. And I think that we did do that with the store mounts, right? That's why they removed, like, those emotes and everything. But, you know, ultimately Blizzard's in control, and so we tried, and, you know, we lost, and that's it. But, yeah, always go for the kill. Yeah, and if you can't do that, don't even try. Anyway, so let's go ahead and read the rest of these. Culturally accepted in Japan. Yeah, actually, it's completely culturally accepted to have boob jiggle. The idea this is a problem is completely fucking delusional. I think that boob jiggle is great. I think most people think that it's great, including a lot of women as well. The only people that don't think it's great are just weird freaks that spend all day on Twitter. And obviously there are some people who don't like sexual content in video games. That's totally fine. Just don't play the fucking video game. But don't go and sit out of here and tell us that you're going to come into our game and then tell us what to do. Like, get the fuck out of here. It's annoying. I'm so tired of this. Yeah, some religious people too. Well, I don't give a fuck about their religion. I'm not their religion. Yeah, I can respect their religion to the extent that it respects me. And whenever they say that, oh, my religion tells me that I have to tell you what to do, get the fuck out of here. Absolutely not. One of the other changes we talked about, which players have already seen, is making some changes to the outfits of the children characters to make the outfits less revealing. These things are not necessarily going to detract from the gameplay experience or from the story that is going on, but generally speaking will make it so when parents or friends are playing with other teens, they're not necessarily going to be pulled out of the environment or the game's perspective. I think, like, having, like, outfit changes and stuff like that, I'm, like, it's very hard for me to defend having lolly characters with revealing outfits, right? Because, like, there is a line, there's always a line, I think that's over the line. I kind of agree with that. I hate to say it, I do kind of agree with that. I don't think having like childlike characters in a game is bad. And I don't think that there's anything fundamentally wrong with it. Like Lalafels in Final Fantasy, there's nothing wrong with Lalafels. I don't think there's anything wrong with having, you know, characters that look like like it's the difference between lollies and chibis, okay? Like where chibis are just childlike characters and lollies are used as a fucking, we know what they're used for. Everybody knows it. So that's the problem. Yeah, leave the kids alone. There you go. Who's he speaking for the Western audience? What the fuck, I love boobs. Yeah, my personal FBI agent approves of this. Yeah, I'm sure. Amazon is bullshitting though. Genshin has jiggle physics and is rated T, and so is Nikkei. Nikkei is rated T? No way. There's no way it's rated T for teen. I'm gonna look it up on my phone right now. Because if Nikkei is rated T for teen, like, all this goes out the window, in my opinion. Yeah, it's rated T for teen. Yeah, 5 million downloads, rated T for teen. It's on the store right here. I can't really quite show it, but yeah, there it is. So, yeah, this is complete bullshit, and this person has no idea what they're talking about. There's no way that you can have Nikkei that's rated T for teen, and then think that boob jiggle on a character creation screen is a problem. Yeah, it's insane. Like, these people are fucking morons. From a censorship point of view, again, we're looking at what we need to do to hit the requirements of all the entities, the cultural's legal requirements, and the regulatory ones. We try to stay away from particularly censoring what is and what is not the story. Well, that's like not true, right? Because like they changed a lot of the revealing outfits in Lost Ark 2. I don't really trust Amazon to be able to do this in a way that's not a joke. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I just think it's pathetic that it's even a conversation. Person making a statement, a representative from Amazon? Yeah, it's my understanding. They just want the press? This doesn't really make any sense. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not for Western audiences, just for another shareholder of the 80-year-old billionaires don't want to see that. I don't really think anybody actually cares. And like, this is the thing, right? Blue Protocol, we gotta remove jiggle physics because Western countries can't handle it. Meanwhile, Baldur's Gate 3 bear sex. Yeah. And it's just like, again, doing this kind of stuff should not be, like, I understand, like, the lolly stuff, definitely, for sure. But, like, removing jiggle physics from the character creation screen, what a stupid thing to do. And I think that there's this too, right? I don't think that it's going to stop at this. I don't think so at all. Why is Amazon so woke and out of touch? I don't know. Yeah, it's just going to get worse, yeah. So, I mean, Blue Protocol seems like it's okay. It looks like it's a solid, like, average game, based off of what I've seen out of Japan. But, you know, this definitely makes me less excited to play it.
So this individual, this gentleman, Hog, is back at it again. And he says, Asmongold called me tinfoil hat, except he's wrong.
Alright. This is a massive tinfoil hat theory.
Oh, excuse me. Well, I went ahead and put my tinfoil hat on because it's a massive tinfoil conspiracy theory to talk about company practices. Y'all, this is not that out there, okay? If you remember a few years ago when people were talking about your phones were listening to you, and that got the same treatment. Put your tinfoil hat on, stupid conspiracy theorist. They wouldn't do that. And now it's known fact that your phone listens to you, your Alexa listens to you, and if you don't know that, you might want to read the terms and conditions of the stuff that you could agree to in these apps that you download and all this stuff. So, okay. But yeah, Asmongold, this was really cool to get a view from Asmongold. The only, you know, this is kind of my luck, but the only negative thing is I didn't get any credit for 7 fucking hours. If you've been following me for a long time, you know that's kind of been a goal.
By the way, it's actually true. He messaged me on Discord. He said we didn't have his channel in there. That was our bad. We're gonna link it at the end for this one, and you guys better go sub to him. Even though he's saying I'm wrong.
Would do one of my videos, that'd be really cool. So I really don't want to blame Asman, but it would have been cool if he had like given me a shout out like he does for a lot of other guys. He didn't even say my name one time, and then I had to literally probably for 3 hours look around try to find his editors on his Discord, which you can't message on Twitter unless you pay money and all this. So
Is that true?
250,000 views without any credit. So that's man, I wish I could make money off other people's content, not even give them a fucking shout out. But anyway, I'm over it. It ain't no big deal.
Here we go.
I wanted to disprove all this. You know, Quinn kind of shrilled around too.
Quinn was pissed off
Five
about this
seasons
video. I remember whenever Quinn watched it, like Quinn went hard.
Yeah, I'd fuck with that probably still, I think.
We're talking about
But
seasons.
yeah, that's probably too much. It's once every
And
2 months,
so
that's too much.
he couldn't believe that basically he was like, "You're on to nothing. It's a big nothing burger because you said seasons correlate with the quarters." Well, of course they do. Like, there's going to be 4 seasons.
Well, I
'cause-
think he's right about this for sure. That the reason why they have 4 seasons a year and instead of 3 is because they would have them to where they can push the engagement metrics of the increase of seasons for every single quarterly earnings. I think he's totally right about this, 100%.
there's 4 quarters. So then he started to, well, how many seasons do you want, mate? 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons, 5. Chat, what do you think? Poll chat. Didn't even put 0 up there. What do you think? Everyone was saying 0, 0, 0.
Yeah.
But it was pretty funny. I made him go unhinged. He got his graph out, and most of his chat was saying, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. He's right. So, but I do want to prove why I'm right, because I did find evidence. It's really easy.
Okay.
You can actually go to, because Activision Blizzard is a publicly traded company, and it's really funny, somebody actually commented and said, that's funny because they're not publicly traded anymore. And I kind of hurt his feelings to go post the current stock price, but here is the quarterly earnings, quarter 2, 2023 financial results. Just for the record, the quarter ended June 30th, okay? So it just ended. Just had a brand new quarter started July 1st.
That's convenient because the season started on July 20th.
What started beginning of July? Is that season 1? Oh,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
don't worry, guys. I got it on. Don't worry. Okay, so basically, Bobby, everybody's favorite thing, says that growth is 70%, you know, la la la. No, really, that's not really what we're focusing on. We're going to come down here to the business highlights. Start here, right? Blizzard delivered its first $1 billion net bookings quarter following record-setting launch of Diablo 4. Blizzard's fastest-selling title to date, player investment in live operations content drove 17% year-over-year net bookings growth. Let's stop right there. I'm gonna tie this all together just like I did on this last video, so everybody understands what the deal is. Player investment in live operations content drove 17% year-over-year net bookings growth for
Okay.
Activision and another quarterly net bookings record at King. Blizzard in-game net bookings grew 30% year-over-year in the second quarter and represent 60% of total net bookings over the last 12 months. The reason that I'm pointing this out is the word player investment. Player investment. Okay? Not player engagement, player investment. This is a shareholder earnings report. Everything on this document is talking about money. Okay?
Not necessarily. Monthly active users are correlated to money, but they're not necessarily money. Player investment is not necessarily as far as I know, it's not a defined industry term. So I don't know if you can just say player investment means this one thing. I personally think that they made it ambiguous and opaque intentionally so that they didn't have to explain what it meant. It literally means money. We've never been invested into a show. Player investment in live operations. Let me read it again. It's confusing to me, and the reason why I think it's confusing is because they're using net bookings and player investment seemingly interchangeably, but they're using net bookings now and not player investment, and there's no distinction of what net bookings is versus player investment. So this is confusing.
Don't get it twisted. Don't be in the comments saying they're talking about player time. Shareholders don't give a shit about
I don't know, but maybe he's right.
time. They care about money. Okay?
I guess probably
We're going to
he's
come
right.
down. We're going to point out this right here. We expect to deliver strong financial performance for the full year, driven by successful reinvigoration of the Diablo franchise and growth in live operations across the company. Live operations. Now, so we're going to come over to Activision side, and everybody knows Call of Duty, but I'm going to make my point for why seasons are quarterly because of this one thing. Season 3, being the highest grossing Modern Warfare 2 in-game seasons to date, driven by a strong community response to gameplay enhancements and the new Black Cell Battle Pass offering. Now,
I feel like this is mainly about Quinn. Because I don't think that I really said what he was saying was that out there, did I? I don't know. I mean, I feel like... Because I need to go back and see what I actually said. What did I actually say about this?
all right, look, I know
And like, that's the main concern that I think a lot of people like need to realize is that if you just keep playing the game and keep complaining, Blizzard, it's very hard for me to say, like, it is a tinfoil hat theory, it is, but at the same time, I mean, I do think that, like, etc. Gamers are spineless dopamine-seeking addicts. Well, it's the same thing with movies. Yeah, it's
that they're constantly
No, I
having
know for a fact I said it was a tinfoil hat theory. I know that. I know I said that.
to defend. I personally don't think this game is up to
You
date.
shouldn't have to defend the game. Like, I mean,
That's just my opinion. Not saying don't go play it, it's just the way that it is. Let me know in the comments below what Eternal Realm killing patch. Very beginning.
Oh. He said that they put out the patch to kill the Eternal Realm. I think that's what it was. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, he said that. Yeah, he said they put out the patch to kill the Eternal Realm. I don't know if that's really true. I feel like, didn't you agree? Maybe, but I just don't think we have enough evidence to be like, yeah, this is definitely true. It is effectively true. Definitely, it's effectively true. Let's see this.
This tells you right here, basically, seasons and battle passes coincide with each other and make money
Yeah.
in a quarterly earnings report. Oh, shit. Okay.
So what he's saying, I think this is what he's saying. He's saying that because there are quarterly earnings reports, and because seasons are coinciding with those earnings reports, then the battle passes are how they make money through the seasons. So it would make sense they try to kill the Eternal Realm to funnel players into the seasons, because that would make them more likely to buy battle passes. Like, I think that's the logic that he's using. I mean... Oh, fuck. I think it might have that effect, but, like, honestly, coming from the champions that brought you Resistances Are Broken until Season 2, we can't have leaderboards until Season 3, and, what's the other one? Another one of the bugs. Oh, right. Everybody loads everybody's stash tabs upon loading into a city. I don't know if they're smart enough to do that. But his logic does track. No, he's right. Now that he explains it, the logic tracks.
Let's go to Blizzard. The launch of Diablo 4 marks the start of a live service plan designed to deeply engage the Diablo community to create opportunities for continued player investment. So answer me this question, Mr. Asman Man. is it so tinfoil hat now that you've seen it in company documentation that's public? Come on, man. Think of
Ah, man, it's really hard for me to say that, like, it's tinfoil hat. Like, I think it is to an extent, sure, but, like, his logic does track. I mean, no, he's right. I mean, it is. The logic does track. Like, that if the battle passes are based off of people playing seasonally, the seasons are designed in a way to be monetized through quarterly earnings reports. The battle passes are for each season, and people that are playing seasons are much more likely to play with the battle pass. I think that he's right. I mean, I don't know if that was their intent. I'm not sure. Like, was the patch there to kill the Eternal Realm? I guess probably, like, was it their intent? I mean, fuck. Seems clear as fucking day. I mean, it's a lucrative organization. Why is everybody so surprised? I don't know. They've messed up so much other stuff. I couldn't even, like, I guess, like, my strongest argument against it is just that I don't think that they're coordinated, and I don't think that, like, they can't even make the systems in the game work to begin with. And you think that they're able to do this as, like, some coordinated way of killing the Eternal Realm? I don't know. But, I mean, it's too clever. But, I can't say he's wrong. And the tinfoil hat theory doesn't mean that you're wrong, by the way. Yeah, I'm not going to say he's wrong.
about it. You're a very smart man. I believe that. So let's think about it.
Okay.
If I just played Diablo 4, and I've got, let's say, 200 hours, and I have no life the shit out of this, and I've got a badass character, and then all of a sudden, they start talking about seasons, and I'm a new Diablo player, but you have to remember, so let's go back. 10 million players experienced Diablo 4 in June. 10 million players experienced Diablo 4 in June. That's not 10 million returning players. There's gonna be an absolute pile of brand new players in that metric, okay?
Yeah.
So, if they're not used to how a Diablo season works, like the rest of the veteran players are, you know your character is going to get reset, and you know how seasons work, you're unfamiliar with that, and you played the game and you sunk all this time into it, and this and that, and you love your character, and then they release season, and you hear, I got to start over, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And then you times that by 3 million people,
Right.
Blizzard's got a problem. Because those are 3 million customers that ain't looking at their battle pass. Why is this so far-fetched for anybody to
I
break?
don't think that you can necessarily make the Eternal Realm experience worse and then force people over to the seasonal realms. Because the reason why people didn't want to replay the seasonal realms, most of the reasons why they didn't want to do it is because of, like, what they were. These were like the casual dads. So they didn't want to replay seasonal realms because they didn't want to invest the time again onto the game. So yeah, like replay Renown, etc. Like I think a lot of people probably didn't. I'm not sure though. I mean, like I really don't know. And I think that like I think trying to force those players onto a seasonal realm wouldn't really work because it's not about whether their character plays well or not. It's about whether they can play, whether they have time to play the game. But, I mean, I guess that's a bit cynic. Maybe some of them will do it still. Like, I don't know. They didn't make the change realm, so they didn't change the game. Yeah, I think that's the way a lot of, because like these are like super casual players. I just don't know. I don't know.
So if they release a patch that literally nukes the Eternal Realm,
Right.
or makes you spend, you might not necessarily have to redo your character, but makes you spend substantial time re-gearing or re-looking for things, or whatever the case may be. Season's looking a little more interesting now, ain't it? Some,
How many of you guys got? You got about 1K people here? Or depending on how many of you guys were going to stay on the Eternal Realms, but you moved over to Seasonal Realms because of the nerfs? Because, like, I don't... I stopped. Yeah, I don't... I go because of nerfs. Yeah. I feel like that's not the way... That's not the way player behavior would go. Which, actually, I'm going to be honest. I think that makes this point even better. Because what he's saying is that Blizzard did something really stupid that didn't work. So now that I see it from that perspective,
someone comes on your cheeseburger.
what?
I guess I should back up. If someone comes on your cheeseburger,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I guess I should back up, rephrase that.
No, it's
If
fine.
somebody walks over to your cheeseburger
Bust it
and
out.
dumps a big salt shaker with the lid off of it on top of it, and ruins your hamburger that's so juicy and it's delicious and it's full of nutrition and ready to go, that McDonald's hamburger's gonna look pretty damn good if you hungry, ain't it?
Well, yeah, but like if I was at McDonald's and like the McDonald's guy, like, you know, I got my nuggets and some dude decides to bust a nut on my nuggets, I'm not gonna buy another thing of nuggets. I'm gonna leave it at This place sucks. You know, like, why is he coming on my door? Yeah, fuck this. I don't want to go here anymore. This is awful.
Yeah, it is. So, it's not that far-fetched to think this patch came out for a reason, because it did. Yeah, it came out to balance things. Y'all, let's be real. We didn't need this patch. We could have gone into the season with what we had and still had fun, right? Everybody knows that. It's no new news. It's no conspiracy theory to know that we really didn't need cooldown reduction nerfs. We didn't need damage reduction nerfs. We didn't need any of that.
Yep.
They did that to make you feel better about going to the season to see the battle pass. It's right here in their company file. He must be trolling. You must be trolling, bro. You're
That's
trolling for
great.
views. And this is the last thing I'm gonna put out here, and I'm gonna wrap this video up. This right here, what I needed to point out. July 20th sees the release of Diablo 4 first quarterly season. First quarterly season. Take a fucking tinfoil hat off. It ain't tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. It's true. Got a bunch of people that commented. Even had a Microsoft dev comment and said I was spot on about what's going on. Here it is in company language.
I think I saw that.
But anyway, I appreciate those two guys for covering, Quinn and Asmongold. I was excited. I love anytime anybody, good or bad, you know, I love when somebody reacts to my content. The only thing that's a little off-putting to me, was pretty funny, is how fucking ignorant everybody is. There's just some straight-up bigots that guise themselves as, you know, accepting and all this. Like, I'm sorry, and this might be prejudice myself,
Here we
but
go.
I thought people from Australia and New Zealand and stuff were supposed to be pretty accepting of all cultures and all people.
What do you mean? Australians are assholes. What do you mean? Like, that's why I like them. Like, that's I have a lot of Australians. Dude, Australians are the biggest assholes. What do you mean? It's not a bad thing. Like, literally, the only word that comes out of Australia that everybody uses is cunt. That's what they use. And they call each other that as like a friendly thing. Just think about it.
Y'all should see the shit they talk just because of my accent. It is unbelievable. I bet this guy's anti-vax. I bet this guy's
No,
this.
he's right about this. Like, it's actually, like, if y'all, like, this is the same if you have any kind of accent, like, on the internet, people always go and, like, try to, like, you have Middle Eastern accent, people have got shit to talk, you've got a Southern accent, people have got like, it's not, it's so cringe.
I'm like, that's the most prejudiced shit I've ever heard in my life. Just because of the way of a man talks, that is no different than judging a man on the color of his skin. I'm just throwing that out there. So if you judge a man because of the way he talks, you are no better than a man who judges somebody based on the color of his skin. Just throwing it out there. But anyway, I just wanted to appreciate y'all very much. Just want to say thank y'all for 6,200 subs or whatever it is. I'm sure I'll lose some because there's some trolls that every time I say thank you for subs, they like to unsubscribe. But thank you so much. I was going to say it at 5,000, and we blew past 5,000 so fast. It was unbelievable, but this is mind-blowing for me. I never thought anybody would enjoy my content this much. Do me a favor, if you want to get into the Discord, the House of Hog, we ain't mildly wild, links in the description below. A lot of y'all joined in, and I didn't actually plug my Discord. We do have a really badass community. There is an absolute ton of people. I am actually very active on there. Not like everybody else where I just have a Discord and I don't talk in it. I'm in there all the time.
That's what I do.
In there, voice chat with me and do whatever. So anyway, appreciate y'all. I'm gonna stop rambling and get to making some more content. We'll see you next time.
Okay, all right. Chicas, this time, the channel is Hog, okay? His name is Hog. I'm gonna link the video. Make sure to give it a like, give him a sub. I don't want to fucking hear again about how we didn't include the link. Okay, there's the video, all right? HAWG. There it is. And see, I am subscribed. I thought I said it last time. Apparently I didn't. I don't remember. I do think his logic tracks, though, with what he's saying about, like, forcing people onto the Eternal Realms. I just don't know if Blizzard is clever enough to do that. I'm actually kind of interested about Ludwig's take about this, because basically this, there's like an American singer, Doja Cat. She did the, that fucking one of those TikTok songs, Say So. She said she didn't love her fans. People are not happy about this.
Hey, it's been a couple of weeks since I last made a video. Love videos on this channel. A week since I last made a video on this channel, and I wanted to make one because I miss it. I love making videos on this channel, and I love you guys. Or do I? Is it even possible for a creator to love their fans? Or vice versa? Can a fan love a creator? Really, can they love them? Those are questions we're going to tackle today, but not about me.
Can a fan love a creator? Yeah, there's plenty of fans that love their creators. Absolutely.
About someone much bigger than me, Doja Cat, who's in the news for saying that she doesn't love her fans because she doesn't even know them.
Yeah.
You probably know Doja Cat at the very least from this song.
There it is.
And that's all I got because I want to get paid for this video. Doja Cat on Threads in a I don't know what you
Wait,
call
people still use Threads? I thought Threads, like, who uses Threads? I thought it died like last week.
A thread, I suppose, said, "My life, my rules, my style, my attitude." And then someone replied and said, "I want to hear you say I do love you guys, as usual you say to your fans."
What a weird fucking message. Of course she says I don't love you. Like, what the fuck kind of person? Bro, imagine like you're making videos and like you're doing music and you have some freak that messages you and tells you that they want you to tell them that you love them when they have a profile picture of you as their profile picture. Yeah, I would be like, bitch, I don't fucking know you. Leave me alone. That shit is weird. What the fuck are we talking about? How's she in the wrong? What is this? This is some fucking weird shit.
I don't think it's grammatically correct, but the point sustains. She said, "I don't, though, because I don't even know y'all," which is something I've said in the past, right? So I memed this on Twitter. I said, I've been said this for years now. I'm not your friend. I had that whole video series.
Yeah, remember that where he's looking at the camera like... The Ludwig video? I remember watching that.
Farther with a Daily Taylor Swift T account who said, "We don't know you, but we have supported you through thick and thin. Mind you, you'd be nothing without us. You'd be working at a grocery store making songs on GarageBand, Miss High School Dropout."
What do you mean us? Like, of course you love your fans. Like, this is just always so weird. It's like these, it's so weird. What a 180, a complete 180. Us, we, like, bitch, who the fuck are you? Well, a bunch of entitled freaks, and this is the thing, right? Is if you have a fan base full of entitled parasocial freaks, guess what's gonna happen? Well, you're gonna get comments like this. This is so weird, man. Moment to play stand. Yeah, bro, Eminem wrote a song about this shit.
nobody forced you. I don't know why you're talking to me like my mother, you bitch. You sound crazy.
Bro, based as fuck. Nobody forced you. I don't know why you're talking to me like you're my mother, bitch. You sound like a crazy person. Holy shit.
Which honestly,
we stand
very
Doja Cat. This is amazing.
But this is not where it ended. And although if you just take that little piece out of
I love
context,
it.
you might instantly be on Doja Cat's side. There's
Yeah.
a little more to this story. Specifically, a couple follow-up threads where Doja Cat lit the site on fire with 233 likes by saying, "My fans
Or the
don't name
most all
themselves
day.
shit. If you call yourself a kitten or kittens, which I guess would be the equivalent of like Ludbuds, which is a name I've begrudgingly used in the past when I've had to. That means you need to get off your phone and get a job and help your parents with the house." And then someone said, "What should I change my name to?" And then she said, "Delete the entire account and rethink everything. It's never too late to..."
And you know how this shit happened, right? Is like, so you gotta remember Doja Cat, didn't she like used to make music on like fucking MySpace or Facebook or some shit? Like, this is not some kind of like curated Hollywood personality that's like an industry plant that only communicates through a publicist. This is just a real person who probably has been to 4chan before. Bro, you know what the fuck happened. She made that tweet, "I don't love y'all," and then she had a bunch of these like loser freaks sending her messages calling her that like, "Oh, well, like you're a loser, you'd be in the grocery store being a fucking cashier by now if it wasn't for us." Like, you send people that kind of shit, and of course they're gonna say this. Like, it's escalation. Yeah, it's escalation. Like, what the hell? To be honest, she's saying shit now, but didn't say in the past whenever it was happening since she was blowing up. Yeah, because she didn't have people doing that at the same time. Of course not. Yeah, it's nuts. They think you're like that? Oh, shut the fuck up. Quit playing.
Build something good and genuine. Which honestly, I would argue, super based. Everything Doja Cat has dropped so far, I'm like, damn, Doja, you're spitting bars today.
Yeah.
But where does the drama come in? With most things in life, a bit of hypocrisy. Because Doja Cat herself has tweeted before, "Kittens and Barbs," which is the name of her viewer base, and then also Nicki Minaj's viewer base. Nicki Minaj took over my Say So playlist, Connect Now to Unlock, which is clearly her just with a sponsored post for Spotify or something, using the name for money. So, you know, it's a little hypocritical. If you're going to admonish someone and say delete your account, you probably don't use it yourself to get a bag.
Yeah, definitely shouldn't have said it if you got tweets using it yourself. Yep, definitely stupid to say.
But in response to this, the kittens...
But it was cringe then, and it's not cringe now. Like, she was wrong then, but she's right now.
Activated en masse all the people who make fan accounts talking about Doja Cat.
All the top fan pages are deactivating their accounts. You know, probably one of those people that followed one of those accounts went outside today because they couldn't look at the posts on that account. So I would say that she's doing a lot. She did him a favor.
Are gone out, done working for free, talking about all the Doja Cat updates. And not only that, she has lost 600,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, emphasis on the word followers. Like, these people are so weird. Never meet your idols, right? No, it's not about never meet your idols. There's nothing wrong with what she was saying. It's just, bro, the people that are fans of, like, artists, like, you see this with the Minecraft YouTubers, these people they are cultists. They're freaks. They're unhinged. Keep in mind, what does fan stand for? What is it the abbreviation or the shortening? You know what fan is an abbreviation of? Fanatic. That's what it's for. Fanatic. You ever see somebody say, "Oh, I'm a fanatic"? Oh, good. Yeah. You know, whenever you hear about fanatics with like, you know, oh yeah, all the fanatics are part of this cult, and then, you know, the government had to like fucking arrest them or something like that. Yeah, it's never a good thing. Being a viewer is fine, but being this emotionally invested into a person that you make that person part of your own identity, that can be really problematic and weird.
That seems crazy because I haven't yet in the room. Not a fat joke. talk about this dude. Normal size guy. Normal size, it's the same. This dude right here is where all the drama stems from. And we got to talk about him to fully understand all the drama. But first, it is worth doing a little bit of update. Because I did make a video for the latest involved right now. I'm not your friend. That I made. I agree with everything I said in the video, but like it's more of me now than anything. So anytime the word parasocial is brought up, my name is cursed, like a sun god or something. But everything I said is basically bit bar for bar from Bo Burnham's "Make Happy," which I have illegally ripped to show you guys here. So don't. Hopefully Netflix will chill.
I don't love my fans. I don't. You don't want that. You don't want that sort of cloying thing from an entertainer. My fans, they stick with me through everything, through thick and thin. Do not stick with me through thick. If I stop entertaining you, throw me to the curb. You wouldn't stick with your mechanic if you stopped fixing your car. I am in the service industry. I'm just overpaid.
And I thought myself the same way for a long time. I have my moment in the sun, but it will pass, right? This channel will be gone. The website that it is hosted on will be gone. All the data will be gone.
One day the sun will absorb the earth and it will turn into a black hole and everything that we love will be gone. He's right.
True. I'm just happy to be around while I'm around, and hopefully I make a positive impact while I'm around. But make no illusion.
Next
if I
year.
do some dumb, right? Please do not try to defend me, all right? Let me whip out the ukulele. Let me dig my own grave. Don't start trying to get me out of it. That's at least how I've lived my life, and that's why I made the "I'm Not Your Friend" video in the first
here
place.
it is.
So on all of those points, I basically agree 100% with Doja.
With
I
myself.
think a lot of her fans
right.
are probably a little too deep in the parasocial sauce. Which
It's
is only
fucking freaky, man. It's weird.
a problem, by the way. If you spend all day on Twitter trying to defend Doja Cat in your terminal.
It is a problem to the extent that you make it part of your identity in a way that is unhealthy. There are a lot of ways that things can be problems.
Online, but you know your close friends, or maybe you are lacking close friends, or your family who you might not be as close to because you're spending so much time online, loving someone you view online. Like that's
weird.
That's the problem I see. That's what I worry about. I worry that someone gets too attached. And I don't think I have that problem, to be honest. If anything,
Parasocial with fans. I don't know. People message me. Sometimes I'll respond or something like that. Like, I don't know. I just act like I don't have this problem because I just act like a normal person. And if somebody acts weird, I just don't talk to them. Like, I don't know. I just treat my viewers like normal people. It's not really a big deal. Like, do I get weirdos? Yeah, everybody gets weirdos. Like, who cares? It happens.
Okay, so people stick around and watch what I'm doing, but that's it. I'd rather people focus on their own life. But let's get back to Doja Cat and the drama at hand, which started again with this dude, who is, it looks like, a Twitch streamer. Jay Cyrus is the name. It started as a Vine comedian, Twitch streamer. Jay Cyrus has been getting non-stop harassed by Doja Cat fans, like insane amounts. Tweeted out water. The replies were insane. We know your secret. Leave her alone. What you need is a treadmill. Stay away from my mom, weirdo. Leave her.
Here's the thing, right, is like, when you look at the people, you look at their profile pictures, these are kids in high school.
Her alone. What?
Like, look at this. These are little kids. I mean, like, if this person, this is the way I look at it, right? Is if you look at this if this person said it to you in real life, you would laugh. It would be funny to you.
Need is a treadmill. Stay away from my mom. Look, weirdo.
Yeah, like, it's just
Free Baldy, which is Doja Cat. You seem wait. Why are you deleting problematic?
They're
ready?
both bald, though.
Fuck
you, bitch. Yeah, dude. Again, look at this freak. Princess Barbie X. Stay away from Doja. Break up with her now. Leave Balja alone. This person needs a wellness check. This is not a normal person. This is not normal, healthy behavior. Like it is. This is an unhinged freak. I'm sorry, but like I don't have any sympathy for the white people anyway. I feel bad that they you know like it you know you roll the dice and like you know it's like you're born in some North Korea. Oh, that's kind of bad roll, bad spawn RNG. Well, this person rolled a 1 on intelligence. They rolled a natural 20 on psychosis. This is a wild animal.
Which is weird because she's an adult woman who has decided to date this man, but the fans are interceding out. They seem
they are.
very attached
They
to
know
Doja
what's
Cat.
better
They're
for
worried
her.
about
They
this
know what's
guy
best for her.
ruining Doja Cat. But why?
Because they love
is
her.
it valid? This seems to be very pervasive, more than maybe most relationships. There's weirdos, stalkers, and crazies who are too attached, but this is kind of en masse. So crazy that Doja Cat has gone to defending
Leave that white man. Oh, here we go. Well, of course.
the guy. Leave that white man. Replied to
Uh-huh.
a Doja Cat Instagram post, and she said, "He's fucking me as I type this."
I fucking love Doja Cat. This is insane. This just keeps getting better.
Which is crazy. She's even resorted, and this is not fake, to becoming a moderator. She's a White Knight Twitch mod. Doja Cat, 26 million Instagram followers, is a White Knight Twitch mod. I've already listed you on cybersecurity. This is from Doja Cat, and have all the screenshots of everything you said in chat and conversations you shared with other people on here about getting blocked from the stream. Have a nice day. I mean, she's gone full slime on this guy.
Well, I mean, yeah, because like, what if the thing is like, I don't like what's the context of wait, what did that person say? She's talking about cybersecurity. Did this person call her fat or did this person? I mean, yeah, I mean for real, good for her.
But what is
Probably,
it with this
yeah,
guy?
probably some freak shit, man.
Let's get to the actual tea. Why is everybody so upset at Jay Cyrus, who is, in his own right, a successful?
Well, he's white and he's bald. I know why. They said it in the chat. They already said why. What do you mean why?
The streamer, he had about the average viewership I had when I first went full-time in 2020.
160.
Then all of a sudden, stopped streaming in 2021.
Smart.
Stopped streaming in most of 2022, came back maybe a little partway through, and is now back to streaming in the past year or so with less viewership. What was up with that break? What happened? This is the allegations from someone on Twitter who said, "Sorry, Doja Cat, for letting you know your man had abused and taken advantage of so many women. And let's not say how he was mine and other minors at the time's DMs, but thank you for listening. It's not like I was also a huge fan of yours." Because I think she told Doja Cat about this, and then Doja Cat blocked her. This tweet did numbies. 24 million views. This shit would break threads in a day if it got that amount of views on it. And this corroborates it a little bit. I've gone deep in the sauce at this point. This is a screenshot from Jay Cyrus apologizing for, and I'm understanding it because it's a pretty small community, and this incident seems to be very insular in that small community. Jay Cyrus, as the streamer, a bunch of women who watched him, moderators even, and then he started like chatting them up like en masse.
I don't see the problem with that unless they're underage. Like, okay.
And like sliding, I think just to hook up, and they're getting like emotionally attached because they like watching him, and he was just trying to have sex with them, and then, you know, leave them and have sex with someone else. And basically, contest at large is my vague understanding, which could be incorrect.
Tons of rappers do this. Tons of people do this. What are we getting mad at him for? What are they, like? I mean, look. I'm willing to get out the pitchforks on Baldy here if he's doing it tonight. Especially if he knows that. But like, I'm not gonna go and put this guy up on a cross for this bullshit. If it's consensual and they're adults. What the fuck are we talking about? He did. Well, then let's see why. Let's see some evidence of it. Let's get it.
Which includes allegations that he messaged people who were like 17, under 18 years old, when he himself was adult man.
Yeah.
So that's where it's at.
Well, 17 or 18. That's like 17 is underage. 18 is not underage. Like, you can say it's creepy or weird, but like hitting up an 18-year-old girl, like, what the fuck are we talking about? That's an adult. It's not illegal. Yeah, it's not illegal. What the fuck are we doing?
And this
17
week,
is not legal. It is in some. It is in most states. Actually, it is. Actually, 16. But 18 is everywhere.
should celebrities deal with mass harassment from their fans if they do
Fuck
things that
no.
are weird? I mean, in a perfect world, no. But
No.
it does seem to be a bit of a punishment in line with the job. The same thing happened with Taylor Swift. She dated Matt Healy. You might have seen this if you're terminally online as well.
I didn't.
Everybody got upset. They looked
He's a weird-looking British guy, right? And people didn't like him.
at Matt Healy's past. They said this is not up to snuff with what we expect from Taylor Swift. For
It's just these freaks, man. These freaks that are trying to microanalyze somebody based off of something they did like 3 or 4 fucking years ago. And like, I don't know if he did this or not. I saw a twit longer. I didn't see any screenshots. He apologized for some of it. I didn't see the word minor in there. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I'm misinformed. But the truth is that, like, this is my problem. Okay, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Is that if you've got somebody that's doing this stuff and messaging people that are underage, you know what you need to do? You don't need to go to Twitter. You need to go to the fucking police. Like, this is please, can we please have some actual accountability for these people? Rather than like a twit longer that they apologize for and they come back in a year and it doesn't matter. Please. I know it's hard, I get it, and it's not my place to tell people what they should do with their trauma, but goddamn, I wish it happened more often.
the 1975 fans, you keep it up. But for us, this
It's
is
still weird that creators are going to hire fans, Desmond. Who cares? They're adults. Who gives a fuck? No, you're a fucking adult. You're a fucking adult. You need to act like an adult. Stop looking at somebody else. Do you go, please, somebody's got to be responsible. Whose fault is it? Get the fuck out of here. I hate this shit. These are grown adults. Grow the fuck up. Quit blaming everybody else for your own actions.
no good. You want to break up with it. Broke up. There's a lot of power that fans have over their creators. And oftentimes, when I talked about parasocial relationships, I talked about how fans could be susceptible, maybe too attached to the creator. Most of the time, I've noticed over the past couple of years, it works in the reverse. Creators, singers, artists are so susceptible and so obsessed with what their fans say. They look up indirects of what people are saying. They look at all their tags, all their mentions, all their...
Oh yeah, I do this sometimes. I'll like Google myself and like see what people are saying about me.
DMs.
Back whenever my mom was around, I used to read hate threads about myself on 4chan. And my dude laughed at me. Back in the good old days.
And they form what they do in their life to heed to a lot of the requests of the fans. It's almost a punishment that comes on to themselves, because at the end of the day, they don't want to quit. They want attention at all costs. They want the viewers. If they really did care and it really bothered them, I mean, a lot of them have the wealth to fuck off and do whatever they want and live a happy life. Jenna Marbles comes to mind.
Yeah.
But that we have a
whatever happened
disease,
to
a
her?
lot of us, where we crave attention for the short span we have on Earth. And so if we were to lose that, that would be sad. So we succumb to things. In extreme cases, breaking up with your significant other because your fan base thinks he's racist, aka Taylor Swift. So anyway, that's it. In conclusion, there are definitely some Doja Cat fans that I would argue are maybe a little too online.
Even
You know?
well-loved head kittens have been sending to Doja chat rooms she blocked unjustly just for making a joke. Doja on her period is everything. God damn, bro. Like, can you imagine what this woman has to go through to wake up in the morning and read this shit? Can you imagine this shit? Head kittens? Yeah, isn't that cute? These people need professional help. Yeah, this is some fucking... She might be laughing. I hope so.
Well, maybe you could take a couple steps off. People who are referring to themselves as head kittens, who have defended Doja Cat since the chat rooms. You don't need to do that, right? It's okay. You know, work on your resume. Call your mother.
That's not gonna
hang out with
happen.
a friend. You know, and people like this who's saying, please attention. Doja Cat does love us, but she is playing the role of Scarlet. They are two different characters. In an interview that she apologized for what would happen later, she also said that she loved us before she got into the role of Scarlet. She doesn't hate us. Scarlet does since she's evil, but Doja doesn't despise us. Hate messages are from Scarlet.
How old do you think this person is? I think they're either like 11 or 34. Like, these are little, and again, look at the amount of tweets, that retweets this, likes this had. 18,000 likes. This is some schizo shit, yes.
Which is a compartmentalization. I love that. It is an incredible compartmentalization. Doja Cat seems to have a decent head on her shoulders about the situation.
I used to like your music, but you treat your fans like... You act like I have some responsibility to be like babying people and treating people like they're stupid, but they're not stupid. That's why I yell at them. I wouldn't...
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. I think they are stupid. I think actually...
Oh my gosh. There's
I actually
so
think
many
they are stupid.
I don't know if I can handle them all.
Food on my table. I wouldn't have my house if it wasn't for my fans, probably. But I'm not giving them all the credit because I do work my ass off. So somebody coming in here being like, "You're ugly as you're bald." That's my fan. You're so. There's a lot of people like.
Yeah, they're not really fans. They're like these freaks that are obsessed with you. And it's the dude, you know what turns to hate faster than anything? Love. Especially unreciprocated, one-dimensional, fucking naive love.
Don't like. I listen to them. I knew that. Probably like that.
Yeah, of course
Which
you
I
would.
think is accurate. I also think she's a little too parasocial. Or indirects when they say something mean. It's like,
Good. I don't think that's weird at all. Fuck that. You have somebody telling you weird shit and you being mean to you? Fucking block them. You don't want to read that shit in your life. What do you have that shit in your... Bro, like, you think people have like, oh, I have constructive criticism. What is it? You're ugly. Okay, thanks. Like, no, none of these people have anything useful of any value to give to her. They don't have any insight into her music. These are fucking teenage girl freaks whose parents don't pay enough attention to them. This is so sad, so embarrassing. The parents of these Twitter accounts should be ashamed of themselves, and she should block as many of them as she sees. This is pathetic. These people are disgusting. They should be laughed at. This shouldn't be taken seriously. They're not even real people. They're just this weird fucking zombie that's fixated on a celebrity that they don't even know. Why is anybody pretending like this is anything less than absolutely fucking pathetic? Please. People are awful. Not you guys. You guys are great. But these people are fucking freaks. Would you block us? I block y'all all the time. I block you guys all the fucking time. Somebody says something rude to me, instant block. Somebody says something obnoxious, instant fucking block. I don't want to read it. Oh, somebody's got constructive criticism? You're wrong. Why are you wrong? Because I don't agree with you. That's why you're wrong. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'll put that constructive criticism in the garbage can with all the rest of it. No, nobody has any constructive fucking criticism, especially not some 12-year-old who's calling himself a head kitten. Bro, that's not a head kitten. That's a head case. Get the fuck out of here. How pathetic. Oh, oh, man, I'm so glad I watched this. Oh, God.
Doja Cat, you got 6 million followers. What are you doing? Put down the phone, bro.
Yeah.
What are you doing? How are you having the time to block someone on Instagram with
Because you see it.
6 million followers?
It's easy.
You are trying to find the one needle in the haystack to get your fingerprint.
Nah, bro, like, y'all saw that. Like, there's a bunch of these freaks. There's plenty of these people.
and then go, oh no, I'm bleeding. Bro, just get your hand out the haystack. In conclusion,
Ludwig does have a point. I don't want to say Ludwig's wrong. It's a chicken analogy. We're going to do it again. If there's a bunch of chickens and one chicken starts bleeding, everybody else pecks that chicken until it's fucking dead. And guess what happens? That's what happens on the internet. It's called a pecking party. Isn't that fun? How do you solve this problem whenever you're on the internet as a content creator? Simple. Don't bleed. People will never, ever, ever relent. Look at DSP, look at Wings of Redemption, look at Chris Chan, look at all of these other people. They will never give up, and to the extent that you let it hurt you, they will enjoy it.
I don't know. Live a good life. Eat well today. Do something for yourself. All right, see you later. Have a good one. Goodbye. See you later. Goodbye. Maybe I'll make a video quicker next time. I don't know. Love
Please
you.
do. I've been missing these. This lazy fuck isn't making any videos, and so now I've got to make my own. This is awful. I'm gonna link you guys a video. Yeah, Ludwig, yeah. That was a good video. I'm very glad that he covered this stuff. Yeah, as I said, I mean, I'm a lot more aggressive with these kinds of people. I think that they're really weird. Ludwig, Voice of Reason, and Crazy Time. I think Ludwig makes a lot of really good videos. He has really great insight. I love these videos. I wish more people did videos like this. It's something that's worth thinking about, you know? Finally, it's something where somebody's doing a video, somebody's talking about something that's not just like some one-dimensional bullshit. I love it. One take, actually impressive. Ludwig is great. We love Ludwig. Or sorry, the Mogul Mail guy. Someone who listens to music, since like fucking 5 on a daily basis. I've never once fallen for a crazy fandom. I mean, the closest I've gotten is like, I thought Amy Lee was really hot from, what was it, Nightwish? No, it's not Nightwish. Evanescence. Let's see, besides that... Yeah, it's about it. I just thought she was hot. It's pretty much about as far as it goes for me. So, did you have the posters? No, I didn't have the posters. What the fuck's wrong with you? I didn't have a poster of Evanescence. No, like, do you think I cut my wrist too? Absolutely not. I hit my head on a piece of wood like a normal person. Lina's got our new PC.
The plan today was for me to tell you guys all about the sick gaming PCs that Starforge Systems put together for our whales at Whaleland 2023 at LTX. Oh, wow, it's really heavy. The problem is that I don't know a couple of the minor details, like how much these things are worth. I can tell you that our whales paid $10,000 for their tickets that include the PC, and I can tell you...
Why didn't I get one? What is this? I didn't get one. Where's mine? How is this?
This system is not available on Starforge's website. That's right.
Yeah,
part of this sponsorship deal for Starforge collaborated with Blue Force Studios to do up something totally custom. And I can also tell you that this is my first time seeing it. So I really hope they did a good job. Because of the way I unboxed it, you guys get to see it. Did it get bashed in shipping?
Here we go.
You're nodding. What is with this guy? Why would you do that to me?
The PCs were hand delivered to us. We put them on a pallet, and we're pretty sure the weight of the PC
yeah, it's gonna be fine, right?
Bent the bottom feet. So we're getting new feet for the whales.
But this looks amazing! Oh my goodness!
Okay, great. Okay, awesome.
Oh, it's a vinyl wrap. The case is turquoise, and then they've got these blue accents on it that really sell the underwater theme.
Oh my god.
I think the business end might look even better though. Holy crap, the size of this GPU. Oh, that's really thoughtful.
Holy shit.
Also,
there's nothing wrong with it, right?
There's a little holder right here for the tempered glass. One thing I will tell you guys for sure is that we are not going to have the same problem we had last time. Whaleland 2022, people bought whale tickets, which included a gaming PC. problem we had is there's a big overlap between the people who pay thousands of dollars for a whale ticket and people who already have a good gaming PC. Not this
That's probably true, yeah.
time. We have gone absolutely top of the freaking line.
Should I leave out the Sue? No, she's like a
CPU,
dolphin
that's
or some
24
shit.
cores of gaming goodness. An RTX 4090 Aero OC.
Wait, what the fuck? Aero? I just have a normal 4090. This is the first time I felt inferior about my graphics card. I have a 4090.
That is one of the largest computer components I think I have
Dude, that's like the size of a PS2.
ever seen. They apparently want me to do a couple key upgrades on this system, so I'm going to start by taking out the GPU, since I have to have my screwdriver handy anyway. LTTstore.com. Ooh, cable mod, 16-pin cable. No lighting on fire for you, buddy. Does this GPU make my hands look small?
Holy
Now that we can.
Bro, that's like the size of that's like the size of a cat. For real, that's a cat.
Actually see everything. We've got 64 gigs of DDR5 6000 CL38, an MSI Z790 MPG Edge motherboard, a 1300 watt power supply rated at 80 plus flash efficiency, also MSI, a full complement of daisy chainable RGB fans with what appear to be infinity mirrors on the hubs. I'm not sure if I've seen this particular version before in person. And naturally, while it is AIO cooled, it's AIO cooled by EK, so I'm expecting outstanding performance. Of course, we're going to fire it up pretty shortly here. For storage, we've got a 4 terabyte WD Black SN850X in there, and the piece for networking, we've got these Intel X540 network.
Oh, I had to get one of these myself. One of my fucking this piece of shit over here. I had to buy a networking card for it because the internet plug stopped working. And it didn't really fit into the PCI thing. So if you touch the computer in the wrong way, the card falls off.
Network cards cooled by Noctua, courtesy of our extremely robust mounting solution.
By the way, really fun fact here, I don't build the StarForge PCs. I just wanted to let you guys know, I don't, other people do that.
Of one screw in the corner. But seriously, though, look at that.
I'll
make shrink the power cables onto the thing. So
just don't worry.
I don't think this is going to fit.
Are these networking cards useful?
To this. All we need to do is loosen this thumb screw. Easy. And it still doesn't fit. I have a really bad idea. Darn it, it slipped. I'm not going to apologize to StarForge for what I'm doing. They have a penis for a logo. I will apologize to Blue Horse.
I just don't, I really don't think that, somebody sent me this photo. Let me see if I can show you guys fucking this photo. And this photo it really did, yeah, here it is. And it's like, that was the first time I ever saw it. Stop acting you knew the logo would farm. I really didn't. I straight up did not think that. I promise.
I'm sorry I did this to your computer.
Great.
You don't even notice it. You know what? I bet I could put this cable in here. Get this back in here.
Yeah, those things are too big. They have a little thing that you have to put there so it doesn't go down.
I do not like to look at this cable. Thank you. Oh, this is a little
They call it USB-C so they can sell new USB cables.
It goes on the cable mod cable. I don't know how it goes on there. Oh. And it's broken. Oh! Wow, that's heavy. Really? This keyboard? It's not really aligned with the whale theme that we have going on here.
It's like a $20 Logitech keyboard. You buy at Best Buy.
StarForge asked me to bring up the fact that they now get to the EU and UK, and they're going to be doing custom systems like this once a month, apparently. Because, yeah, you can't order one of these, but hey, maybe something not like...
I think so. I get a new computer every month then. Yeah, how fortunate. Yeah, that's a great idea, guys. Really smart.
But like it in that it is unique. So, oh, sick, the RGB app launched and now it's all blue and white. Love it. Very tasteful. Also, that infinity mirror on the fan looks amazing. This GPU is at 46 degrees? Ah, the fans are off. That makes sense. It's very quiet under the water. So we wanted to capture that. I know I'm only in the loading screen, but like 400 FPS in Cyberpunk doing anything is pretty impressive. Ray Tracing Ultra, Steam Deck. I'm curious. Steam Deck preset. How many FPS can we get? Only 151? Oh yeah, this is not running at Steam Deck resolution. Okay, hold on. 600 FPS. No, okay. Oh,
Jesus.
Sorry. How did it fall all the way back down to 150 FPS? The CPU is still at 50% utilization, and this poor GPU has no work to do. Okay, let's not do this. Let's go to 4K. Woo! And we are still running 100 frames per second. Realistically, we're closer to 80, 85 FPS average.
Holy shit.
But it's the lows that make this so smooth. Our 1% lows are 65. We're going even further now to the path tracing technology preview. Requires a 4070 Ti or a 3090. Wait a second.
This is like editing, right? There's no way. It's not our fault. We didn't do no. It's the bitrate, right?
This is smooth. Even this is running at 60
okay,
FPS
good. All right,
average.
yeah, it's the bitrate.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at it.
It was the bitrate.
I was looking at my shadow. Buddy, get out of the street. What the heck? No, stop it. Hey, whoa, what the? This guy's gonna run me down. What kind of neighborhood is this?
You're shooting them.
Well, ow.
Yeah.
What the heck? I'm walking here.
One day I might play this game.
Sorry, anyway, I'll see you all at LTX. Especially you whales. Congrats on
I
your...
wish they invented teleporters. Because, like, I would probably go to these events if I didn't have to travel. I would like to travel and go to these events. But, like, I just hate traveling so much. Yeah, it's like, yeah, if I could just, like, go outside and be, like, just, like, over there, and then, like, I go there, and I'm done, and then I go back to my house, and I get Wendy's, and I go to bed. You know, yeah, same with New Zealand for Exiles, man. I love places, man. Buy a jet? Phone you and kill the original? I don't know, but, like, I'm just saying.
For amazing gaming machines. Oh my god, wait,
Yeah, just
I
buy
missed
a private
something.
jet, guys.
I had OBS recording running too. I wasn't even giving it all the GPU. Maximum GPU temp, 70 degrees. CPU maxed out at 85 in games. Thanks for whales.
My old graphics card, I had the first graphics card ever was a AMD Radeon 4650, I think, something like that. And I had the same one, yeah. And I remember the fan on it broke, and my graphics card would get up to the temperature, I remember 135 degrees Celsius, I think. It was something like that. Maybe I'm wrong about the number, but I remember it would get so hot the computer would turn off. Yeah, it would, like you could smell it. And it's like, oh, this isn't good, right? And it would turn off the entire PC. At 100, maybe it was 100. Shuts out 120, yeah, something like that. I remember, like, because it would shut down the PC. And then I duct taped it to the side of my PC. I think I've got it here. You can see it from my first video that I ever did. Drive the box for you. I must have it here, right? Oh, yep, it's right there. See that? There's the fan. Came a long way, gentlemen. Oh, we came a long fucking way. Yep. So, holy shit. I didn't even know they got these. Yeah, I'll link you guys the video. This is the new Linus video that they did for Starforge. Apparently we are sending those out to the people that go to their convention in Vancouver. There it is. The cup is probably still there. Oh, one of those cups still is there. Yeah, I know that. It's behind the monitor. To address Asmongold quitting Diablo 4 and why I agree, why does stuff like this exist? This game is so fucking bad. Holy shit. Oh my god, it's so fucking bad. It's so painful. Yeah, he's frozen. Yeah, he's frozen again. And again, it's the cold enchanted. This is what happened to me. Have you seen this minion build? I thought minions suck, but this looks really good. Well, I think that, like, really, it's just that being crowd controlled is fun. Well, the problem is that, like, this affix is clearly broken, right? I mean, it's obviously fucking broken. Like, there's no way that a druid with Fortify and the barrier's not up anymore. A druid dies that fast. That's insane. It's an OP affix. And it's an affix that, like, and everybody knows why it's broken, right? It's because resistances are broken. You're supposed to have resistances that offset this, and you don't have those. Bro, he went melee ranged and tanked every hit. So do you wait. Do you think this is well designed and well balanced? What you just saw? No. Do you think this is well designed and well balanced? Like what you just saw. Let's watch it again. Do you think that's well designed and well balanced? Yes? Man. So what do you think a melee player should do then? Like, let's say you're a barbarian. So what do you do against that mob? Because you said that like melee, right? So like, should you just not play melee as a druid? You can move out after a few seconds and reset cold stats. How could he move out if the mob's chasing him? Circle around, walk in and out. Circling works though. Well, if he's circling, then he's not attacking. He did move out. Yeah, he tried to move out. He got killed. And also, like, do you think that it's a good thing that this affix is like 5x more powerful than almost any other affix in the game? Do you think that you think that's balanced? That like this one affix is just infinitely more deadly and way more easy to kill you? No, I agree it needs some adjustments. But I thought you said that it was well balanced. So which one is it? Does it need adjustments or is it well balanced? Which one is it? I'm confused. Okay, man, just ban me already? Well, I just want to understand. Here, let me ask you another question. Whenever resistances are fixed, do you think that this event would occur? Clearly you don't want to see my view? Well, no, I'm just I'm trying to understand. Sure. So you think, wait. So I just want to make sure that we're understanding this. I see what you're saying. You're right. Thank you. All right. See, whenever people like this, they try to go and explain and do this kind of stuff, they can never actually defend their perspective. They can never actually say and hold an argument with it because it's just so transparently wrong. He's definitely a liberal. Shut up. It's different if they actually had arguments. Well, again, it's people that they do have an argument. It's just that it's a one-dimensional argument. And the person has never thought about it from a different perspective. And that's what the issue is. Because, like, this is the problem. This is the Blizzard Gamer special. Bad design is okay if you can play around it. That's the way they think. Yeah, just out here the bad design, it won't happen. It's a ship and the druid misplays as well. So, this is, I think, bad difficulty curve. Okay? With different affixes, right? These are all different affixes. And this is difficulty. This isn't very good. It's not good. Defending bad play, I'll take. Don't make me pull you up. Don't make me pull you up again. Please, you don't want it. You think that you want it. You don't want it. He's right. I'll take his skill issue. All right. All right. We're going to do another one. Do you think that it's working as intended? Do you think that mechanic is working as intended or not? Do you think it is or not? 6 timeouts? This guy's been around the block. I've never played Diablo in my life. Where do these people come from? It's nuts, man. Let's get this guy out of here. It's too much, man. It's just simply too much. You got all the best trolls? I guess so. I mean, I don't know what to say. Just baiting you to pull their logs, I guess. Why is it so hard for them to solve this problem? Because they have people that are stupid that insulate them from criticism. That's why. Blizzard admitted on Twitter that cold is broke. Really? Where did they say that? Where did they admit that cold is broken? It was revealed to me in a dream. Yeah, who said it? I think they're gonna address it. I thought that, okay, so then people, okay, so somebody just made it up then. Okay, never mind. The sources, I made it the fuck up. Yeah, I thought so too, yeah. Okay, so yeah, you just made it up. Could have sworn they mentioned it at the damage control fire camp. I don't know. Check Neversync Twitter. He replied to some tweets that were talking about it. Okay, Neversync Twitter. All right. Okay. Wait, why did I block Diablo 4 news? Okay, must have been a misclick or something. Let's see where this is. Yeah, I don't see any of this stuff. I think somebody just made it up. Okay, well, if somebody's able to show it to me, I'll look at it, but it looks like I'm not. If you played better, it would not happen. Yep, and if the game was better, it wouldn't happen either. Let's see here. I mean, everybody already knows why. It's because resistances are bugged and they don't work. Armor and affixes provide elemental damage resistance, but it's doing nothing, so you get instantly frozen and CC'd to death. That's exactly why people are quitting. I'm doing Nightmare tier 60 plus, and I encounter Elite with 2 freeze affixes, and you know every single hit can freaking CC you. Even if you manage to escape the CC freeze, there'll be another CC that stops you from moving away. And you also remember most of the freeze affix elites come with wind wall affixes, so that's how you get messed up. True. Yep, there we go. Puffing copium. Yep. The snake's gone, man. You should be you should be using Grizzly Rage and Earthen Bulwark when you become CC'd, not before randomly. To be honest, I never found a resistance bug or CC to be an issue in my playthroughs. I made it to 100 in hardcore on my druid for reference. Okay, but it is bugged though, right? It is bugged. There you go. Still a skill issue though? No, it's not. Also, so let me give you an example. Do you guys want a really good example of like why it's not a skill issue, but why people that think it's a skill issue are technically right? So this is a dog in Elden Ring, and basically what you would do is as soon as the dog would attack you, it would instantly kill your character, no matter how much health and how much armor you have. It would have no effect because it would do 11,000 damage and the player only had 1,000 health. So, effectively, if this dog hits you, your character will instantly die. Right? That's how it would work. Do you guys remember this this dog? Now, you would be technically correct that if you dodged every attack, this would never happen to you, right? But did From Software fix the dog? They did. Do you know why? It's because it was badly designed. And it was a bug. And it wasn't intended to work that way. I wish Blizzard would have the same outlook. Because they're on Blizzard? That's right. They're not Blizzard. That's right. That's the problem. I wish they were. Yep. And I understand, like, there are people that think that they can make arguments like this, but I will always have an example like this always on hand, ready to use for any of these points, because I remember all of this shit. And if you compare the two things, it is obvious that Blizzard doesn't fucking know what they're doing with this. You're wrong? No, I am not wrong. How am I wrong? How am I wrong? Oh, we put a cap. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. You don't want to get pulled up. Yeah. How can it be bad design if it's intentional? They said it was. They said it wasn't intentional. Found a cold affix tweet via Bard AI. All right. All right. We better see it. This better be a cold affix tweet. Let's go. Yeah. That's another one. You're right. Yeah. If somebody sells you a bicycle with one wheel, and you complain about it, and then they tell you, well, if you're skilled enough, you could ride it with one wheel. There's plenty of people that ride unicycles. Would you feel happy that you bought a bicycle with one wheel? Come on. Yeah, let me see it. All right, let me see what the tweet is. What day was this that the guy said it? March 8th. Wait, that was during the beta. What? Well, anyway, while we find it, I'll say this. These people are the ones that are wrong with the Diablo 4 community. These are the ones that are making the game bad. They're the ones that are insulating developers from criticism from bad decisions. They're holding the game back from improving, and they're doing all of it in the misguided effort of thinking that they're actually just good players. You're not a good player because you played a ARPG that has like 3 mechanics and got to 100 without dying. This is not some amazing accomplishment. Nobody cares. Does it work right or not? No, it doesn't work right. Is it unbalanced or not? No, it's not. Well, then that matters. It's like being good at Diablo is like being good at New World. Yeah, exactly. Diablo 4 fanboys are snarky as fuck. Well, the thing is that at the moment that you actually explore these people's point of view, you realize that there is actually no substance or thinking to it at all, other than I could do it, so you should be able to do it. I hate adding streamers. I'm a YouTube Andy. I was watching the shutdowns. Okay. All right, go ahead. What's your reasoning for why the cold affix is good? Oh, let's go. Your tick system at OSMF is essential for phase skips unlocking. Attack resetting, Marl. We're all bugs, all Super Smash Brothers tech. Okay, so you think that because there are bugs in other games that are like either animation canceling or wave dashing or something like that, because there are bugs in these games, that the bug in this game is okay? Like, I'm missing... You're all bugs are not intended. No, I get that, right? Like, I think that's what you're saying, right? I mean, am I misinterpreting it? Your general argument always boils down to it's not intended, therefore it's bad. No, that's not what my argument is. My argument is that it's bad and it's also not intended. And it's even worse because it's not intended. So yeah, let me make it very clear. If this was intended, it's bad. There's a nostalgia bug, but they kept them out of the outlet. Well, also, can you wave dash in Brawl? Smash Brothers Brawl, the one made after Melee? Can you wave dash in the current Smash Brothers? No. So it was obviously a bug, and they don't want it in the game. So yeah, let's assume that my argument is that even if it was intended, it's bad. Do you still have... are you still the final boss? Or did you become a side boss? Okay, then we'll drop the intention or not, since we both agree it's not relevant. Now on to the cold affix. Do you think lightning damage affix is strong enough? I think it's too strong. Like with the pillars, I think all of the magic damage in the game is massively overtuned compared to the physical damage. And it's obvious to anybody that plays the game that that's true. And also, like, things that are not intended are also bad because they're not intended as well. So you can't really create a list of serendipitous bugs and interactions in old video games and then use that to proactively justify every single other thing that could happen in a game. Not sure if Mario watching is good, but sometimes a bug can be better than intended design. Doesn't mean all bugs are good. The ADHD dude just left the stream. Just, I don't know. Like, if we can't find it, then why don't we ban him for now? Why don't we ban that guy? And then if we find it later, we'll unban him. Okay, he says he's still the final boss. Do you think the pillars are too strong in Nightmare Dungeons? Yeah, and I would even argue that I think all magic damage in the game is way stronger than it should be. Like, for example, like the ghosts that shoot like the line, that attack does way more damage than everything else. But like, so what about the cold affix though? There's no resistances, yeah. I'm not justifying every single other thing, I'm just saying that not intended doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. Yeah, but it usually does though, right? Because like you're listing video games over the last 10 years, or sorry, 20 years, and you have 3 examples. So I don't really think that's a very good argument. Many communities have found things to be greatly beneficial for their games. Imagine Super Mario 64 without BLJs. My argument is that cold affix should be the norm. Bring things closer to it, not the other way around. So you think that all affixes should just randomly kill you without a lot of counterplay. So like if all affixes were as deadly as the cold affix, that would make you happy, right? Like basically a hard mode for the, basically like make the game like super hard. In PoE, cold res does not prevent freeze. True and untrue. Cold res prevents the buildup of chill, which makes freeze take longer to occur, which effectively prevents freeze in 99% of circumstances. Every class is a form of unstoppable. Even Necro only has blood mist, can easily get to 100 hardcore. So do you think that the only time somebody should be engaged in combat with a person, with an elite, is whenever they have their unstoppable buff up? So you think that the gameplay would be better if that was the case? Because like then that just means you have to wait for your cooldowns to come up every single time that you're gonna fight something. Like, I understand what you're saying, but you understand that by making this argument, you are implying that I'm right? By saying that the cold affix is... by saying that everything else should be brought up to the cold affix's level, that implies that the cold affix is not on the level of everything else, right? Which is the entire point that I'm making. So you can tell me that you philosophically think the game should be way harder, but if you do that and then use the frame of reference for that as the example that I'm using as something that's imbalanced, you're making my point. So I don't know what to say. If you blow all your unstoppable, then play slightly safer until your cooldowns are done. Yeah, this is the way that you play Demon Hunter in Diablo 3. You guys remember this whenever Diablo 3 came out? Is that in Diablo 3, you would basically only attack and like do things whenever you had all your CDs up. And all the rest of the time, you'd just be waiting for your CDs to come up. As somebody who played Demon Hunter then and killed Inferno Diablo, I did not consider that an enjoyable experience. And I thought it wasn't fun. I would rather not have design like that. No, because you say it's bad game design, whereas I'm saying it's good game design and the rest is bad game design. We're not the same. Well, we are the same because you're saying it's bad and I'm saying it's bad. So the game's still bad either way. Okay. Well, all right. That's one perspective to have. I mean, if he thinks the game is too easy, and that's all, you know, that's really what it comes down to, right? He thinks the game's too easy, and he wants to make it harder, and he thinks the cold affix is the way that every single enchant should be. Like, he's technically not wrong in his perspective. Now, I think it's a stupid perspective, and it's less fun, but, like, there's no inherent logical, like, wrongness to it. Because he's clearly indicating that he knows that it's a bug, and he does that by saying it's obviously not the same as all the other affixes. So I think that this is a dumb opinion. I think he's wrong. Like, I think his conclusion is wrong, but his argumentation is not wrong. It's definitely a bug. Okay, well then there we go. Maybe this is a genre difference. Waiting 5 seconds for it to be that crazy. Yeah, it is. Is mashing your face through a wall better? Yeah, it is. Yeah, so it's a bug. It's a bug. Yep. But yeah, I mean, I just think that, again, the people that are making arguments like this, you know, they make skill-based arguments, and I think that those people are the ones that are defending Blizzard from obviously making mistakes. Let's argue about who's the best waifu now? Okay. The Witcher casting director revealed how she uses her position to push her own political worldview. In the interview, she was asked about projects, confirmed she wanted to work in the field of casting. Okay, I mean, like, this isn't bad at all, like what she said. I think the first time I felt like casting director was when I worked on something with Kill, a team by Dan Krause, which is the story of American soldiers over in Afghanistan. First time I understood that casting wasn't about finding beautiful people who could do the American accent convincingly, but it was about casting could have a real profound impact on the people that are watching it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine to say that. Twitter added, you can affect change in whatever tiny way because you are in people's homes and they're watching this world that sort of solidified when I was a child. She's 5 now, and I thought about how hard it is to be a girl. Okay. I remember thinking I have to help her because she's going to come under attack just like I did just because she's a girl. Maybe she'll be lucky to get to 9 before somebody calls her a bitch. And it made me so sad that she was going to experience that and I couldn't protect her from that. I mean, I'm sure that, like, women have, like, a lot of problems in life, but I don't think that, like, I think guys have that issue too, right? I mean, how many of you guys got called a bitch before you were 9 too? I mean, I certainly did. Yeah, I mean, like, or gay. Yeah. You're, like, around my age. Gay was the popular one. And, yeah, it's just, I don't know if this is something like it's only for women. I think guys have that happen a lot. But what I could do is change the way people see women through casting. I can make them powerful and empowering and open the floodgates, and the floodgates will open to them. Pawn went on to do a reveal. She applies the theory to every job she takes on. I apply a theory to everything, and it makes me push boundaries a little harder because I think representation is important. Not just for women, but for all minority groups. People have different physical abilities. I think it's important that they're seen as strong and fierce roles. Realizing this is a true moment of falling in love with my craft in a way that feels specific to me, she said. Okay, so this is about the actual Witcher. What she chose to race to play Yennefer in The Witcher. I'm always the first to champion Percy in all its glory. One of that springs to mind was the character Yennefer of The Witcher. Warren Schmidt is the showrunner, and we work so well together. She's so open in conversations. I think that the problem really with this is that I don't think people complain about a race swap if there's an improvement in the actor. But, like, this isn't like, I mean, the girl that plays Yennefer is okay, right? It's not like it's awful or anything like that. But, I mean, this isn't some amazing, like, really, really well-known actress or something like that. So I think that's the difference. Like, for example, like, nobody complained whenever, fucking, like, who's it, Mike Fury in The Avengers, I forgot his first name. got cast as Samuel Jackson, even though Nick Fury got cast as Samuel Jackson, even though he's white in the show, in the comic, because he wasn't cast. They didn't replace Nick Fury with a black actor. They replaced them with Samuel L. fucking Jackson. That's the difference. So yes, you can race swap characters. It doesn't matter as long as it's an improvement on the character. It's the same thing, like with, I remember the James Bond, you know, they were gonna have Idris Elba play James Bond. I was like, great, this is a good actor who can play the role. But it had nothing to do with him being black. Like, it's just so weird. What is this? Now, he's not gonna do it because he said it was, basically, I saw an interview with him or something where he said, like, basically all the commentary about being about his race just made him feel weird, and he just doesn't want to do it again. It's like, do it anymore. I mean, it's just like, honestly, I don't blame him. It is fucking weird. But yeah. What about Mermaid? I never watched that. I have no idea. Probably they're trying to make movie statement pieces and not a piece of entertainment. Yeah. In the book, she's described as the most beautiful woman in the world. This is a few years ago, and I like to think things have changed. Wait, what? I don't understand this. This was a few years ago, and I'd like to think things have changed. So did she get ugly? Like, wait, what? Like, I mean, this is obviously, like, you know, she just said something that didn't really make sense. Like, I don't understand that. Like, so is being beautiful bad? Like, I don't know. Let's see here. Especially in fantasy world, it felt like these worlds were predominantly white, and I remember saying, I feel like we need to challenge what people think of as a standard of beauty. Having a woman of color in this world is incredibly powerful things to the people that are watching. Yeah, I mean, sure. Like, if you want to have a character and... I think the problem is the priority. That's the issue. It's the priority. It's not the fact of, like, the race of the person. It's the priority of this is more important than casting a person that fits the role. And also, like, big surprise that the story that came out of a guy from Poland is gonna have characters that are all white. No fucking shit. But duh. I mean, that's why everybody there is white. What do you expect? Just so weird. So, like, not everything needs to be diverse. I think it just matters about, like, if you're adding in diversity, there has to be, like, an intrinsic value to it that the audience can see, because a lot of people have a lot of people, I don't think, really mind this kind of stuff. It doesn't really matter to them that much. But whenever it's actively cannibalizing what they believe to be entertainment, and this is the issue. So this is why I think this stuff is, like, very corrosive to, like, fantasy media and entertainment. It's because whenever you see that character in the show, you know that the only reason that character is there is because of a real-world socio-political reason that the people that run the show are trying to push onto you, the viewer. So you're constantly taken out of the immersion of being part of a fantasy universe because you just see characters and you see things in the show that are, this is here because the people have a worldview that they want you to see. And I think that's why these shows don't do well. People watch these shows for escapism. They're not watching them for, you know, to have a, you know, like an accurate view on, you know, society of today. That's why they're watching a medieval show. Like, if this is like a, you know, a contemporary cop show or something like that, then it's a completely different premise than if you're talking about something that's built off of European medieval fantasy. It's crazy. Like, I don't even know why people don't understand that. New Predator movie was good. Born vs. Predator, not generic Born vs. Predator. I never saw the movie. I have no idea. Yeah, watched them for entertainment. Yeah, and I think that oftentimes people, you have to keep in mind that, like, there's a lot of these issues that you hear about. How many of you guys feel like you hear about too many of these social issues too often? Like, you hear about these social issues all the time, right? So guess what? Whenever people watch entertainment, which is fundamentally there to distract them from the real world, and then they see things in that entertainment that is just a reinforcement of what they're trying to get away from in the real world, Why are they consuming that entertainment in the first place? There's never not been diversity. I'm so tired of this. Oh, of course there's always been diversity. I mean, shit. I don't know where that comes from either. I feel like, yeah, just because every movie doesn't have a certain quota to it doesn't mean that there weren't a ton of diverse movies from back in the day. Have they laugh always? Well, maybe not always, but, you know, in our version of always. Let's see here. And author Andrei Sapkowski describes Yennefer in The Last Wish as a pale triangular face. Yeah, she's obviously white. What a surprise. The guy comes from fucking Poland. What's this here? Character was depicted. She and apparently Hestridge clearly chose to cast an actress in this case that did not look like how the character was depicted. And she did it because she apparently has an issue with white women being depicted and described as being beautiful. I think this might be a bit of a stretch. That's quite a lot to say. However, I think that a lot of people just don't want to have, and I think this also. That's the end of the show. That's the end of the thing. That's pretty racist. I mean, like, again, it is. I'm not saying that it's impossible, and there are people out there that think that. They are. They're actual fucking racists, and they have a chip on their shoulder, they have an agenda, and they're trying to push it. I see it all the time on Twitter. It's actually kind of surprising. On X? Oh, yeah, right. Drawing a picture of the actual quote from the article, utter fucking lunacy. Keep in mind the author's words on actual quote from the casting director. I feel like we need to challenge what people think is a standard of beauty. This is what she actually thinks. Well, I don't think that it's outside of the realm of possibility that is kind of what she thinks. I don't know. I think that it's a bit of a stretch to assume that. I would not assume that because I think it's just a lot to assume out of somebody. Like, I see this a lot, and this happens on Twitter especially, and just like anywhere, right? Somebody does something, and then what they do is taken in the worst possible way, and people interpret it as if it is the worst possible thing, and the worst possible intent that this person could have, and then they just go and assume that that's what the person meant. So I try to avoid doing that, even if it's with things that I generally disagree with or things that I kind of think are true. It's an absurd generalization. Yeah, for sure. Check out the Oscars, best movie, new diversity requirements. I don't even know. Like, when was the last time I watched the Oscars? I don't actually. When was the first time I watched the Oscars? I'll let you know when it happens. I have no idea. Let's see here. TLDR, she said she's done casting based on empowering groups and viewers instead of acting quality or accuracy. Well, the thing is that if you do this, here's the best thing about a free market. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. The best thing about a free market is that if people don't like this, they can solve the problem very easily. They stop watching the show. And if you stop watching the show, then they'll stop doing it. Because, yes, obviously, you know, maybe this woman will get another job doing this a couple of times. But do you really think that the executives at Warner Brothers, the people that actually make decisions, do you think that they care about minorities? Or do you think they care about money? Come on. They're not gonna keep pushing a show and pushing an agenda that's not profitable. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they can't just infinitely lose money. Eventually they run out of money. If people actually don't like stuff like this, I'll give you another example. Ghostbusters, right? I'll do it again. I said this before. Remember the Ghostbusters all-woman movie? They never did another one of those, did they? You don't see Amy Schumer in movies anymore, do you? What about Amber Heard? You know why? It's because they don't make money. And people don't like them. That's the real reason. Companies don't care about these problems at all. Yeah, I lost money, so then they're not going to do it. Let's see here. I'll scroll all the way down. This looks like girl's British, and where's this in white? Certainly not a majority either. I have no idea. I don't think it even showed a picture of her. Who puts people like this in charge of a fandom that they don't like and want to smash? Out-of-touch companies like Netflix. Well, yeah, that's right. And again, they only care about the bottom line. Yeah, if people don't like this kind of stuff, then just stop watching content that's like this. and then it will go away. It's actually so simple and so easy. Now, an agenda matters, but the agenda doesn't matter more than money. This might be like a wrong take because it's like, I don't really think about this a lot, but I think one problem that media has is they try to portray women and men as the exact same thing as characters individually. And I think that that kind of removes some of the innate differences between men and women. And yeah, men are not the same as women. They act different. They have different values. They have different temperaments. They're different. It just feels weird. Who fucking cares, to be honest? It's a movie. Because the reason why it matters is because it's not being done for the artistic vision. It's being done because there is an agenda that it's trying to push. That's the difference. And everybody knows it. Why does it get you so mad that there's an agenda? Just don't watch. Well, I'm not getting mad. Am I getting mad? Like, who said I was getting mad? I'm just talking about it. Yeah, I didn't realize I was getting mad. I'm saying this is how, this is just how it is. And why does it get you mad that there's an agenda? Well, I don't want somebody to co-opt something that I'm doing for entertainment and then take it over and use it as their own soapbox to push their worldview. I don't appreciate that. I don't like that. And I don't think most people like that. That's it. It's not making me like really that mad. I'm not like super upset about this. It's just that whenever I see it, I don't really care about whatever I'm watching because it's like this is no longer a work of art. This is a vehicle for a viewpoint. I'm just saying this is how it is. Let me see if I can find the Armored Core. Oh, here it is. Here it is, guys. Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon gameplay preview. Here we go.
Hello. With this footage, we'll introduce our new mech action game, Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. We hope it gives you an idea of this title's mood and gameplay.
Okay. Let's see it.
In a future where interstellar travel is commonplace, our story begins in a distant star system on the fictional planet Rubicon 3. Our protagonist, an independent mercenary, is smuggled into Rubicon in search of a mysterious new substance.
So it just starts off like this. Holy shit. I'm gonna move up so you guys can see the thing. So I guess the 3 repairs are your heals. Okay, here it is. Holy fuck. I wonder how big these maps really are. It looks really big. Damn.
Overwhelm enemies with up to 4 weapons simultaneously, equipped to shoulder.
Dude, that sword is badass. only fly that far. It's not like you can fly everywhere.
Did you hear anything about what's close up here?
Yeah, it's coming soon. Got us on the run.
Unaware. So does that mean, oh, maybe you do more damage to like mobs that are unaware or something like that? I don't know. Okay. Stealth, yeah.
Take full advantage of your AD's ability to fully navigate the environment.
Some mechs can remain in the air forever if you design
to
it
take
to?
the fight to the end, extending combat dimensions beyond the 2D plane.
Holy shit, man. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know this, but From Software actually made other Armored Core games as well. And I can't wait to play this on Twitch's bitrate. This is going to be awesome.
Vertical catapults to gain even more altitude and launch into the action from above.
Holy fuck. So I guess that's a boss. What the fuck? That's like Star Fox or something. Oh my god. It's a fucking, like, look at that.
Against tougher enemies, deal impact damage to their attitude control system.
Holy shit. Oh, I guess maybe the yellow is like that? I don't know. It could be the red one too.
Attack received in this state is considered directed, dealing heavy damage.
Oh my god. And this is the... This is, I guess, like making your mech.
Assembly lets you exchange various parts of your AC at will, including weapons, frame parts such as the head and core, and internal parts for power management.
Apparently they made like the menu and everything a lot simpler compared to the old ones.
Style and strategy is crucial to success.
Menu can be expanded like the old menus? Yeah.
An Archivist subsidiary. The mission will take place in the Bonadilla dunes of Western Belius. Our coral investigation there is being blocked by the Strider, a Rubicon Liberation Front mining ship. You are to destroy it.
Okay.
The Strider is a mobile resource base that was extensively weaponized by the Liberation Front. Call it the
Is it sick? Yes, it's badass.
efforts to militarize into an anti-corporate force.
I mean, to me, like, I've always, like, the reason why I started playing Overwatch was because Blizzard made Overwatch, and I thought Blizzard made really good games. And this is the same way I look at, like, Armored Core. It's like, From Software makes really good games, so, like, this is obviously a lot different than Elden Ring or Dark Souls, but I would still try it out for that reason. And to be fair, Overwatch on release was pretty good.
Giant laser cannon connected directly to the main generator. It's protected by a shield, which is powered by auxiliary sub-generators. These should be your first targets. This concludes the briefing. Good luck. Time for a little self-promotion.
Oh, good. Like, comment, subscribe.
Smash the Strider.
Smash the like button.
Be sure to remember your name.
Main system activating combat mode.
Commence mission.
Graphics are stuck in 2015. Good.
Make contact with the Strider.
That's fine. Make the gameplay
We're up
better.
against an enormous weapon that eclipses our AC in size.
Yeah, this is, yeah, nobody cares about the graphics. Who gives a fuck? The graphics are great, too. Just because they're not as good as the new next-gen video game, does it matter? You have to blow this thing up? What the fuck? Oh my god. Does it fall down?
We need to take out one of its legs to bring it to a halt. Confirmed. Strider leg compromised. It's going down.
Jesus.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Oh, wow.
Alright, now we've got a foothold to get on the deck. Grab on and get to work on the subject.
What the fuck? This is... And that's not even the end of the fight! Oh, you can play with co-op? Oh my...
Some missions will see you partnered up with LIACs.
Oh, okay, no, it's just, okay. They're NPCs. Holy shit, man. Dude, I think the sword to go in there and kill them is so badass. Did they have that in the old games? This is the first one I've ever played. Yes? That's so cool. Yeah, this is fucking great. Alright, we're back, boys. Here we go.
Code 7-8, requesting backup. Yeah, I can't get through to HQ.
Cavalry isn't coming. Wipe them out. 6-1.
Your mission objectives will range from protecting targets and information gathering to the annihilation of enemy forces.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious, like, how much different types of gameplay there's gonna be. I don't know. You could do a full melee build in the old game? Really?
50%.
I don't know what I'm gonna play. Yeah, I'm not gonna commit to just doing melee, but I'm just gonna figure out, like, what's
Attacking
best,
a watch
you know?
point. You're incorrigible, Handler Walter. How many of your dogs must I kill before you learn?
Oh, shit.
Blood. I hear you make fine hounds with the right training. Shame you'll have to die here.
2 repair kits remaining.
Holy fuck. And so then, like, I guess the yellow bars is stagger? Is that it? Maybe the
As your
bottom one is
campaign
yours?
progresses, you'll face a number of dangerous situations.
Holy
And
fuck.
often be pitted against rival AC pilots in bitter duels. Keep the pressure up in these intense battles.
Jesus.
Don't give the enemy a chance at victory.
Fuck them. Wait, what the fuck?
Formidable boss encounters also
Oh.
arise at the end of certain missions.
Oh my god.
These fights are fast and aggressive, presenting a challenge for even the impossibly powerful AC. By
Jesus.
observing the enemy's movements and tells, the player can learn to battle unfold.
Oh my god.
And a good commander assembly will often provide the first step to overcoming even the most daunting foes.
Dude, the spectacle of this is awesome. I love that.
And see what else awaits.
Holy fucking shit. Thank you.
For watching. That concludes our introduction to Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. We appreciate your continued support and look forward to seeing you at launch.
All right. Okay. Check out Vaddy's video next. I'm not gonna watch it today. I might watch it tomorrow. I saw it came out. Holy shit, dude, this is so crazy. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I've never played one of, like, the last mech game I played was on the Nintendo 64. So I'm very excited for this. The music, yeah. Holy fuck, man. Holy fuck. That's so fucking cool, man. Holy shit. Never played the game either, so I don't know what's gonna happen once you get into it. Yeah, I have no idea what this game is gonna be like. I have not played an Armored Core game ever. As I said, I haven't played a mech game in like almost 20 years, something like that. So this is gonna be so much different. Yeah, there's the video right there. It's crazy, like, I feel like I just heard about this game. Maybe I'm just conditioned by Elden Ring to expect that the game is gonna take forever to come out. But like, god damn, this shit's been coming out real quick. Yeah, I feel like it's been really fast. Real inflation is insane in 2023. Is that bad? Guys, is inflation bad?
$100,000 is the amount of money that Americans in 2023 are living paycheck to paycheck on, with zero. And this is all because as recently as the 1980s.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you had $100,000 and you're living paycheck to paycheck, maybe this is like a bad take, but I think you need to budget better. I think you're probably spending your money on things that are unnecessary and stupid. Now, I'm not talking about New York or San Francisco, right? But most people don't live in New York or San Francisco. Those are two cities in the whole country. So, this is outrageous. That 100K is supposed to be seen as getting by paycheck to paycheck. I am totally fine acknowledging that in very, very high cost of living places, this is reasonable. But this is vastly below the norm. And I guess we can look at it. Average cost of living per city in USA. So this is the average cost of living right here. And obviously we could go somewhere else, but this is just it. So outside of the top 10 most expensive cities, right here, every single one of these is below not only 100 but also 90,000. You have 2 kids and a wife, that doesn't work. I think that didn't he say single? I'm pretty sure he said single.
80s Americans in 2023 are $100,000 is the amount of money that Americans in 2023 are living paycheck to paycheck on, with zero kids. And this is all.
Yeah, there you go, 0 kids. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure that I was right about that. Yeah, so it was, yeah, without kids. And so, yeah, I just, I see this kind of stuff, and I think it's kind of outrageous. You know, cost of living, this is like the average, I guess. I guess maybe $5,000 a month, which is like, you know, 100 grand a year is like 8,000. I can't see somebody who is unable to make it by with $100,000 a year. I mean, as I said, I think that like I have no problem talking about how like the middle class is evaporating and you know, wealth inequality is at the worst state that it's ever been, and all of this kind of stuff. But don't let that distract you from the fact that there are individual people that make bad financial decisions. And I don't think that every bad financial decision a person makes is because of billionaires. Sometimes it's just because they make bad financial decisions. That's it. It's worse than a Great Depression. It's worse than ever. Here we go.
Because as recently as the 1980s, the median salary in the United States was $21,000, and that would be brought in by a single earner. And at that same time, a 4-year degree would set you back 10 years. And at that same time, the median price of a home in the United States was only $47,000, and that means that boomers had the option to work summers.
My dad bought the house that I'm in now for like 40 grand or something like that back in the day. It might have even been less than that. It was cheap as fuck.
they were going.
Now
They
it's
could
like half a
graduate
mil.
without any debt, and then they could just work 5 to 6 months of their real job as an adult to come up with a 20% down payment required to buy a home. 10 grand. That's all they needed to do that. But we flash forward 40
Yeah.
years, and thanks to inflation and appreciation, those homes are now worth $500,000.
Ah, this guy lives in Austin. I see. What a very convenient comparison. Holy shit. Yeah, there you go. It's everywhere, bro. I don't think it's everywhere. I mean, there's a few places that it's like this, but like, not everywhere.
Almost impossible for younger generations to buy them, because in 2023 the median annual income for a single earner is $70,000. We've essentially doubled wages. But in that same time, a 4-year college degree has multiplied by 10x. You're looking at spending a full 100 grand on a 4-year college degree for out-of-state tuition. On top
Well,
of that,
I think the problem really is that people get saddled with student loans that have interest on them, and so you basically it's pretty much, it's financial grooming is what it really is, because you have kids that are brought up. How many of you guys, whenever you were in middle school and high school, you were hearing all the time, if you don't go to college, you're gonna be a fucking loser? And even if you weren't hearing it directly, it was implied, wasn't it? It was definitely implied. Yeah, go to college, you'll never make it. Yeah, it sure was. So guess what? You grow up in a society, you grow up in a place where everything that you do is weeding towards college. And if you're not going toward, like, why do people do extracurricular activities in high school? Most of the people that I knew that did it didn't do it because they even liked the activity. They didn't do it for any other reason other than to put it on their college resume or their college, fucking application or something like that. Nobody gave a shit about being part of the journalism club. Nobody cares about this shit. They just want to have this so they can use it to get into like UT or Baylor or some other place here, right? They don't give a fuck. And so, point is that then you have these kids that feel like, well, I need to take out this Faustian pact with the government, and that will never go away. It will be there for my whole life. I can never remove it from bankruptcy like every single other type of debt, basically. But I need to do this because if I don't do this, I'm going to be a loser for the rest of my life. And that's really what it is. So, big fucking surprise. Like, I have a friend Alec, right? You guys heard about Alec many times. I've known him ever since middle school. Well, he had close to $100,000 in student debt. A lot of reasons for that. It's complicated. I'm not going to get into it. Either way, now Alec is doing great. He's making 6 figures, and his job is, last time I checked, his job is he's an engineer, and he turns big rocks into little rocks. And that's his job. That's what he does. And he is still paying that shit off. And he's gonna probably get, and he's 32, 33. No, he's 33. He's 33 fucking years old. He's still paying the shit off that he graduated for like 10 years ago. So like, you're stuck in this indentured servitude Faustian pact of student loan debt that people have for their whole life. And then some people just embrace the fucking, the entropy of it, and they just say to themselves, I'm just gonna die with this debt, and I'm gonna live with my parents until they die, and then I'm gonna inherit their house, and I'm just never gonna pay this off. I'm never gonna be successful. It is what it is. For real. It's usury. Yes, it is. It's crazy. It took me 8 years to pay my loans off. It's nuts, man. It's very, very, very shitty. Best thing husband did was not go to college. I went to college. I did. And obviously I didn't fucking finish, right? Didn't finish getting, like, I have a college degree, but I wanted to get like an advanced degree at a business school, and for computer information systems, I was doing that. And then my YouTube started doing well, and I was like, I'm already making $1,500 a month off of YouTube. What the fuck am I doing here? I'm just going to invest more time into YouTube and do that all the time. And so then I quit school. But anyway, this is like maybe 6 months after I started YouTube. But yeah, no, I went to college myself. 15K? No, 1,500. I didn't need a lot of money, okay? Like, I still spent $1,500 a month, basically. The problem is, like, for no money, from that 100K goes to useful stuff. The college basketball coach needs a $5 million salary. Well, I don't really want to talk, like, I don't know, I'm not an expert in the financials of fucking, like, some school, like, oh, I'm not an accountant for a college. I don't understand why this is a problem. All I'm saying is that the fact that you can't get these loans removed and these people are just saddled with like a massive amount of money that they have to pay is a big reason why people, it's harder for them to get on their feet. It's because they're stuck into indentured servitude and there's no way out except for death. Isn't that cute?
With homes being $500,000 to start, to get a degree and a home today, you'd have to live in your parents' basement rent-free and work your ass off for 3 straight years just to pay off your college debt, have a down payment for your home, all without any dependents or a partner, and that's if you didn't put a single penny towards things like food, gas, insurance, healthcare, your car payment, or your stupid fur babies that you think are your actual children.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. And also, like, I mean, people deserve to have entertainment, right? I mean, it's not like you shouldn't spend any money on entertainment. Like, I think entertainment budget for a person, the thing is, your entertainment budget can be 80% of your budget. But if you're having money problems, that's the first thing that needs to go. So I'm not going to criticize somebody for spending all their money on entertainment, but if they're having money problems and complaining about it, I'm going to be like, yeah, I wonder what it is.
Yes, times get hard. I know you're going to make delicious.
Ooh, well, he didn't like that.
And all of this has happened because of inflation, which has reduced the value of our dollars over 95% in the last 100 years.
I don't think that this is a full picture because it's not just inflation. Here, I'll go ahead and I'll bring another chart up. So this is a pretty common chart. I think a lot of people are used to seeing this. So this is a chart that shows productivity versus wages. And as you can see, you know, productivity goes up, worker production goes up, wages, you see how the line stops going up, and like you remember, like this guy is using 1980 as a frame of reference of whenever it was good, which is like this is probably like 1970ish, right? But you know, big surprise, about the same time that 1980 happened. Can't see, sorry. Let me make it a little bit bigger for you guys. So yeah, if you look at these charts, I mean, there's a million of these, right? There's this, real producer wage, labor productivity. I mean, fuck, how many of these are there here? And you can just look this up and you know, unironically educate yourself, you know, on your own time. But the point is that people do more work, they produce more resources and goods, and they get paid comparatively less money because of inflation. So let's go ahead and look at here's another thing that we'll look at here. So we have this is the minimum wage. I'm just using Texas as a reference here. Is that the minimum wage has been you know, it used to be like, let's see 1980, right? This is where he's using it. So it's like probably $3.30, something like that, a little bit over $3. And then now, even though money has more than doubled, the wages, you know, probably have more than quadrupled at this point, especially with cost of living and everything. The wages have only slightly doubled. So yeah, like even now, minimum wage in Texas is less than $8. So yeah, it's really bad. It's fucking brutal. Like there's a reason why people are like rioting and there's like anti-work is so popular and people love the idea of socialism. Like no matter how you feel about like socialism or, you know, anti-work people or anything like that, whenever you see these charts, they paint a picture that's pretty understandable, doesn't it? Like, I think it's pretty understandable. Like, even if you disagree with their conclusion, you can see how they got here. You can see why they're unhappy.
Because back then, this stack of $100,000 would have actually had purchasing power of $1.8 million today, which means by saving your money in today's environment, you're actually losing it. And the reason this is happening is because our government prints money to subsidize the pharmaceutical industrial complex, the military industrial complex, and other big corporate organizations and entities. They get subsidized by taxpayer dollars that are printed into existence, and the value of the money that's being held and saved by the the American people just gets inflated away. And those giant corporations use the money to pay their CEOs big bonuses and figure out ways how to deliver less value and charge even more money. And this has been going on for a few decades, and it's completely carved out the middle class in the West. And the Western world is at its breaking point. Right now, in the United States, gas on average is around $4 a gallon.
How much is gas where you guys are at? It's like I mean, for me, I think it's around like $3 to $4, something like that. Yeah, trillions of dollars they can't account for. I mean, look, I mean, the thing is that people are never gonna hold the government accountable because people don't understand math. The education system has done a very good job making sure that people have no working knowledge of math beyond addition and subtraction. Most people don't even know how to multiply numbers. Do you remember whenever I did schooled and then most people couldn't do 8 times 25? You know, like 60 times 12? That's terrifying. And this is just basic arithmetic. To rely on calculators? Well, it's not that. The thing is that if you understand math theory, and I would say that my understanding on math theory is a 2, meanwhile, these other people are like a 1, okay? Like, I'm not a fucking mathematician, all right? I don't get it that well either. I've taken like maybe, like, I don't know, like 10 classes, college-level classes in math. It's not a degree, like, and 2 or 3 of these were counting, which is basically just a different type of arithmetic. But that's, yeah, math is hard. But the thing is that math is hard, but they don't teach people math. That's the issue.
Breakfast for 4 at McDonald's, which used to be an affordable option, costs as much as a weekly budget for a week's worth of food for a typical American home. But things are even crazier than what we see on the surface.
Here's a question, right? Do you think that your high school education prepared you mathematically for life? No? Okay. But keep in mind also, we have a global audience here. So, like, you know, I'm talking about issues that are, like, innate to, like, the U.S. And also keep in mind, too, that somebody could have gone to a high school that's just like a, you know, this is like a top 10% high school, right? Where, like, the average income of a family there is, like, 80 grand plus. So, like, the schools there are better. In general, if you are poor, you get a bad education, and, you know, it's just everything is worse, and no fights too. Yeah, it depends, right? But sure. And if you're not, then it's different. Mine was top 10. Yeah, it's totally different. I went to public US. It was more than fine. Okay, well, I'm glad that it was different for you, right? But I think for a lot of people, they don't really understand. Like, for example, like if it was up to me, I would replace algebra 2 with statistics. Like, I see people arguing statistics all the time with, like, COVID vaccines and immigration and stuff like that. It's insane. It's actually so fucking sad. Real world shit, yeah. Like, how many of you guys have ever used something that you used, like, unless you have, like, a specialized STEM field degree or something like that, how many of you ever used, like, you know, dividing fractions or something like that after high school? Something you learned in algebra 2. Substitution. Get the fuck out of here. It's a waste of time.
Even though things cost more today, you get way less for your money. And here is an example. This Hot Wheel costs about $25. If you go buy one right now, you'll see similar prices.
The price of toys in general got crazy. It's $99 for this car.
No way. No way, bro. Bro, what? No. Dude, I gotta go to... Wait, what is this? No way. I remember my mom would buy these for me for a fucking $1. Oh, fuck. It's too... I want to see, like, maybe he just got the most expensive one or something like that. Hot Wheels are hot collectible. Dude, $6 or $7? That's... No way, dude.
Remember when he got, like, a big toy for, like, $10? Look at this.
But in the 80s, that same car only cost 20%.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
25% increased in price over 40 years. You might not think that that's too bad, but there's something going on that you're not aware of. The materials going into today's Hot Wheels cars are not even comparable to what they used to be made out of. The 80s Hot Wheels cars are made out of die-cast metal.
I know that because me and my friend Lowell, we used to get out in the front yard, and the cars that we didn't like, we would smash them with a hammer. And like there were the plastic ones that would just like, bing! And then the other ones we would why? Because it's fun. And so yeah, blow them up. Yeah, well you couldn't do that. Yeah, we would just smash them with a hammer. Yeah, it was just fucking fun. And so yeah, the metal ones, I remember we'd really have to work at those.
Today's use a little bit of metal and mostly plastic. This is much higher quality. It's built
Oh
to
my
last.
God.
It feels heavier. It's more enjoyable of an experience to play with if you're into that sort of thing. And this is not. This is going to break much sooner than this will. Now you can still buy these, the fully die-cast metal Hot Wheels cars.
Yeah,
at
what
the
are they, like
store.
$12?
If you wanna buy them like they used to be made, that car is going to cost you $2.97, which is an increase of 215% in just 40 years.
Jesus.
Wages have not kept up with that. And in 2023, with the middle class at its breaking point, corporations are pushing harder to increase prices or driving down the value they're actually delivering for the money they're asking you to give them for their product. This is called shrinkflation, and that's being layered on top of.
Oh, this is so fucking true, man. It's like what I said about Totino's Pizzas. They try to pull this fucking shit. They make it a square. You see that shit? You see that fucking shit right there? Get ready. Look at that. Look at that. Fills the whole fucking plate. That's an old one right there. We're getting fucked. And it was $1.
The actual inflation caused by economic policies by our government. Governments all over the world, in fact, are printing money like it's their only pleasure in life. And this is why your money isn't going as far as it used to, which is why.
True. True, true, true. No, saying pizza's like sex. It's good even when it's bad. That's true. Yeah, I mean, it's good. Mr. Millionaire complains about cost of living. Well, the thing is, like, I mean, it's not a big deal for me. I just buy the more expensive one. Who cares? But, like, the difference is that, like, I'm not stupid. Like, it doesn't take a fucking genius to look at the math of how much money people make and then see how much money they have to spend and be like, I don't think that's very good. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be a wizard to know this. Boomers lived the dream and then pulled the ladder up after themselves and left the rest of us to drown. There are still people that are successful and, like, I mean, listen, there are a lot of advantages and opportunities you have now. And it's like, this obviously sucks. It's a rigged system. It's definitely bad. But you've got to, fuck, I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You just going to die? Okay, cool. All right. Well, I mean, what else is there? Was it intentional? They put in place programs and actions they thought were good and ended up having horrible repercussions. I mean, didn't Dwight D. Eisenhower, the guy that, you know, was influential in winning World War II, didn't he talk about the military-industrial complex, even invent the term? So yeah, I don't think this is necessarily boomers with good intentions. People saw exactly what was wrong with this, even before boomers were around. Yeah, get the fuck out of here with that. Let's see here. 100K for university is crazy. In Italy, the most expensive university doesn't even come close to that. Plus, most families can ask for a reduction and even a complete removal of taxes. Yeah, I don't know what it's like over in Europe. I mean, I don't know, like maybe they have different problems, same problems, I have no idea. But over here, yeah, it costs a lot of money. It's insane. Let's see, spend 100K a year. Some people spend 100K. I think that the average tuition for a college, like if you're living at the college, I think it's probably like $25,000 to $40,000 a year. And then if you're not living at the college, it's probably $15,000 to $30,000 a year. Like I'm extrapolating from what it was whenever I was in college. So like I could be wrong. And this is like Like I'm not including like super cheap colleges or super expensive ones. I'm just saying like in like in the middle, right? Somewhere around there. Am I right about that? Yeah, I don't know. It's like 35K a year now, maybe 40. Okay, even community college is getting expensive. Okay, yeah, all right, cool. How much is community college? How much is a class for community college now? Yeah, how much is a class? Like, let's say you want to do English 1. $250. Yeah, I remember it was like $200 whenever I went there. $2K a semester. Yeah, I mean that's still like almost double. If it's 2,000, 4 classes, 1,700 for nursing. Holy shit. Yeah, that's way more. You don't need English 101 if you had decent grades in high school. That's actually not true. I understand what you're saying, and yes, you can maybe test out of it, but there are some schools that don't offer being able to test out of it, and also the only other way that you can get credit for it was if you took AP English in high school. So yeah, I don't necessarily think that that's like, and also English is just the first example. Like I can think of 10 other ones, right? That's AP English. Yeah. AP English and passed the AP test. Yeah, I know, I did it. And so I was able to skip a few classes myself. Australian University is 8K a year. Holy shit. Part of the reason why BRICS countries wanting to create their own currency, move away from the dollar is and will become useless. Well, I'm not sure. I don't like. I don't really. Like at that level, like I just have no control over that. I don't understand a lot of that financial stuff, so I don't really want to talk about it a lot. Depression 2.0 is going to be a banger. I mean, I feel like people are kind of already in it. Like I'll be real. I think that there's a lot of people that are already in. I mean, obviously it's nothing like the Great Depression, but there's a lot of people that are already in the depression, man. It's bad. The WoW gold seller reveals just how bad the situation is.
So ever since I made my video about the dark gold selling underworld of classic WoW, a number of people have come forward with even more shocking information that will make my original video look as innocent as Sesame Street. This rabbit hole goes much deeper than you think. We've barely scratched the surface of just how disgusting the RMT world
Oh, look at that. It's a bunch of completely legitimate players.
is. I've been
a bunch of
lucky
Lost
enough
Ark
to,
enjoyers.
one, interview a long-term gold farmer and seller who's in the business for 10 years and has a very eye-opening perspective on the industry with a lot of inside information. 2, a gold-selling website themselves agreed to do a written interview, meaning they didn't get on voice with me, but they did
no surprise.
write answers to my questions. And this has provided a keen insight into how the website and the kingpins of the industry enact their enterprise.
Okay.
On top of all this, some of the biggest GDKP group leaders have come forth to reveal
I could just PayPal you guys with what I buy, add and remove gold from the equation completely, to be honest, because all I do is swipe cards, buy gold, but items.
even more shocking truths than what I researched in my original video.
I get a fair amount of big buyers that ask me that. Yeah, I bet they do. Used to charge people IRL money just for a spot.
Pops are even bigger than what I thought, and it's gotten to a point where people are just PayPaling real money to GDKP leaders instead of sending gold because gold in the game has become so worthless and deflated. But for now, grab a beer and some popcorn because it's time to fully reveal the inside life of a gold seller. The most interesting part of interviewing a gold seller was learning about how the hustle has evolved over time. Red Mage, who agreed to do the interview with me, started gold selling in the original Burning Crusade expansion.
Jesus, bro, this guy's been doing it for 15 fucking years.
Originally, he had a fairly basic factory job. He also inherited a cat from somebody who was too ill to look after the cat, and the cat itself had a number of health issues. I swear, this is relevant because he had to pay for large vet bills for
So you're saying that he farmed gold and sold it to pay for the cat?
cat. So he decided to turn to farming gold on his paladin and then selling it for real money to cover the costs.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's basically how I got my start. Is to cover a significant medical expense for an animal. Roughly after the first payment deposited, my brother looked at me and was like, how did you pull, $420 something in less than a week? And I'm like, oh, I just farmed a whole bunch of gold on my paladin. He's like, why are you not doing that as a job instead of working at that awful factory?
But he
Very good fucking question.
quickly realised that he could actually make more in real life money selling WoW gold than working his day job.
Exactly.
$27 under a week for farming a little gold on WoW on a single character isn't a bad amount of money if you think about it. Originally, all you had to do was farm RFD for blue gear, then disenchant it for radiant shards.
Yep, it's because Razorfang Downs would give you small radiant shards. I remember I did this myself. And people would buy small radiant shards because they were used for fiery enchantment.
Today, gold is much more expensive than it is now, very similar to the original classic WoW. The gold was pricey. I know of a few people who farmed gold, got over like 10 grand and went and bought a car.
There was the old Razorfen Down dungeon. I could run the entire thing in about 6 minutes on the paladin. Kill off all the enemies and walk out with between 5 and 8 radiant shards.
Yep.
And on the hour basis at the beginning.
Yeah, I did this exact same farm to get my my epic mount.
Crusade that came out to a little over $22 an hour.
So back in TBC, you could
$22 an hour? Holy shit!
make $22 per hour. Just factor inflation, that's $32 per hour. That's just from one character. He moved on to better farms and never actually used a bot to farm gold. He's been doing this for 10 years without getting banned. His theory is because that he played the game like a normal player and only sold a portion of his gold. That's the reason why he didn't look as dodgy to Blizzard and they didn't ban him.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Originally, he sold his gold to a website called MMO Pin.
At first, I went through a company called MMO Pin, MMO Pin, I think it was called. It was a small company that was actually centralized here in the U.S.
Really?
It was run by a grandmother and her grandson that lived in Montana. I was selling them gold for about $22 per thousand.
What the fuck? Okay.
And they were selling it for about 25 to 40.
Then he moved on to websites like IGE and then IGEX when they rebranded. Now, MMO Pin also had a contributor system. The more gold you farmed, the more points you got on the website, and then you could actually redeem that to buy actual game keys.
That's smart.
There was also a forum and group chats where people collaborated their strategies on gold farming. The farmers were largely from South Vietnam. These were the Giga Chad farmers and knew all the best strategies to farm gold in the game. Because back in these days, you couldn't just find all the information out on YouTube.
The more important
Yeah,
part
back then people would have to like pay for guides and stuff like that too. It was like a totally different thing because like people couldn't make money on YouTube naturally, so they had to like paywall stuff to like make money doing it.
that was a contributor forum helped people find different kinds of gold farms to help out their current situation, chats, group farms. I did farm with a lot of people from, maybe not Taiwan, South Vietnam, I believe it was. Barely spoke any licks of English, but those guys were just fantastic.
By the way, guys, this video has been an
Well,
immense
yeah, I
amount.
bet. I mean, for them, this is like the best job they've ever had because like the economy over there in some of those countries is fucking awful.
Work. It's taken me a good month to finally get this video completed, so I would really appreciate it if you did subscribe to the channel. I also like to give back to people who subscribe to the channel, so if you want to know how to remaster the graphics in Classic WoW for the hardcore WoW with a really clean UI also, or you want a spreadsheet with the best weak colors and add-ons for parsing for every single class raiding in Wrath of the Lich King Classic, then all you have to do is check out the description of my subscriber-only trailer. We then went to talk about how much gold he was making at his absolute peak and what the value was.
It depended on expansion. During Wrath of the Lich King, I moved around 300,000 gold per month.
Jesus, bro, that's more than the gold cap. Holy shit!
About between $20 and $23 per thousand. So about between, I wouldn't say between $2,000 to $4,500 per month, depending.
$2,000 to $4,000 a month back in Wrath? That's actually pretty good.
When I moved it, who I moved it with.
Holy shit.
So again, adjusted for inflation, this is $3,000 to $6,000 per month.
Oh my
We also
god.
began to talk about how the value of gold began to deflate massively towards the end of Wrath of the Lich King. This was largely because more and more people like Red Mage were getting in on the hustle and
Yeah,
selling gold,
there's
and therefore
competition.
the gold had to keep on getting undercut. It actually deflated to $15 per 1,000 gold at the end of Wrath, and by the end of Cataclysm it was $7, and then by the time WoD turned up, you were lucky to actually get $1.50 per hour of farming gold.
Yep, that doesn't it doesn't surprise me. It makes sense. Back then, because you had the garrisons printing all the gold, that's what it was. So it's like, how are you gonna get people to pay for that if you can just get it for free? I mean, fuck. Yeah, I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense.
But there was another problem in the gold selling world that was making the gold so cheap. And it's interesting to see how gold farming and
What, the
selling has
garrisons?
evolved because of this practice. Obviously, I'm talking about botting.
Oh yeah. I guess that's true too. Yeah. Because like you got to think back in the day. Oh, Marquis Dragon. Holy fuck! Who remembers this guy? Yeah, this guy had all the botting guides, the cheating guides to like every game that came out in 2005. Holy shit.
Upsurge bots really happened to the glider bots. This was the first big bot that you could buy and make a decent amount of gold with. It was so good that they actually decided to file a lawsuit against the bot's owner.
Blizzard shot themselves in the foot. They managed to lose their case against Wildlider, but they managed to keep the injunction on the sale of Wildlider. The judge that was presiding over the case obviously had stock in Blizzard, so it made no sense he even had the power to do that, but you know, whatever. The guy who owned Wildlider said, you know what, it'd be a shame if this source code got sold out to somebody, and it is exactly...
By the way, I think that it is definitely should be against the law to like make a business out of basically effectively like scamming a game. The business is built around actively ignoring the rules of the game that like you sign up for. Yeah, it's against the ZOS. Yeah.
What happened. So now you have an incredibly effective and powerful bot towards the end of Cataclysm that not only was undetectable because it ran below what the cloud working system detected at, but readily available and being distributed under different names by many different companies.
So Blizzard once again boomerang themselves in the face. They cut off the head of the Hydra and more heads grew into place in the form of more bot companies. When Glider started,
I think that this probably would have happened no matter what, just because people would want to bot because it's easier than playing the game.
Around 20k users, but by the end of the court case, they had way over 100,000. So the court really didn't achieve anything apart from growing the World of Warcraft botting scene. Glider was incredibly difficult to detect because it worked underneath Blizzard's warden system. Now, Blizzard's warden system works like this. If your account gets suspected of botting, it will randomly download itself secretly while you're playing the game. So an actual program will be downloaded onto your computer while you have the World of Warcraft client open. Wow. Then this scans your processor log to see what other programs you are running. But the issue is that many bots are totally undetectable by Blizzard's warden system, especially today because they haven't really made any effort to improve the system's ability to detect bots. The warden system works quite well originally. It was very vicious and effective at detecting bots, but the issue is that the warden system was also too invasive on players' privacy. So to reduce the risk of legal issues, they had to dial back warden's detective ability.
Yeah, that makes
Bot
sense.
software runs very deep on your computer below the operating system so that the warden can't detect it in the processing log.
Yeah, I've never used botting software before or done that in any game, so like I know a good amount about it, but I don't really know how this works exactly.
And as far as I understand it, the warden system cannot go deeper into your PC without legal issues. So warden will never be good enough alone to detect bot software. And this is why GMs are needed so badly in the game. But obviously, as we know, Blizzard laid off more than 1,000 GM and support staff.
Yeah,
this is
so
why it takes
no
so
GM
long
problem.
for GMs
There
to
you go.
respond to tickets in-game and why bots are running rampant in the game.
I remember watching
As
this
we
video.
know from the recent Reddit Ask Me Anything that I talked about in the previous video, bots are able to run for months without getting banned, and are normally only picked up by the infrequent, let's be honest, big ban waves. Red Mage actually came quite close to getting banned because he had a close encounter with a GM, something that just doesn't happen anymore.
The GM occasionally turning invisible, following me around Winterground. And I stopped and I looked up in the air where I knew he just reappeared and disappeared from, and I said, "Okay, come at me." And he popped in, I'm like, "Why are you following me?" He's like, "I suspect you of botting." And I'm like, "Can a bot do this?" And I flew over and I swung Alliance. And I ordered my kill squad to kill him because he was competing with me. They killed him and he's looking like, "Oh, you're not a bot." And I'm like, "No, Sherlock."
And this is what is currently missing.
Oh, I think he was multi-boxing. That must have been it, because like the kill squad, yeah, I think he's probably multi-boxing or something.
In the game, GM's actually doing stuff. Red Mage knows how to find and detect bots. He can go anywhere in the game and find one within 10 minutes. He then told me an interesting story about somebody exploiting and getting away with it in Cataclysm.
So then why can't Blizzard do it?
And he was a level 7 orc that was teleport mining around zones in Cataclysm. Level 7. He did not get banned using this teleport exploit until the end of Warlords of Draenor.
So this...
Oh my god!
This guy was teleporting between mining nodes for about 5 years and didn't even get banned. And this is how bad it was back
How
in the
hard
days
is it
in
to
this
catch
area.
that?
Imagine how bad the situation is now with even
Jesus.
less GMs. We also know that the PvP scene in Red Dead Redemption is totally corrupted with hacking tools and gun trading. Nothing is being done about it. We'll make an exclusive episode about that in the future also.
Yeah, apparently Wrath of the Lich King is full of cheaters. I don't know exactly why or how this happened, but it's extremely popular.
One question people are wondering is how do people avoid getting banned by selling and buying gold? Well, to be honest, it's actually very simple. There's a reason why Red Mage sold gold for 10 years without getting banned. One, you do it smartly. You don't trade a truckload of gold on a low-level character at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Secondly, you do it on a high-level character, so it actually looks like
It's a
genuine
trade, yeah.
transaction of gold. 3, as I've mentioned, you can get a guild bank to effectively launder the gold. It's
Oh yeah, you invite somebody to the guild bank, set their withdrawal amount to the amount that they bought or something like that, or put that amount of gold in the bank and then have them withdraw it, yeah.
It's funny how this worked 15 years ago.
Still work 15 years, they still haven't figured this out.
And it still works today. The last option is to trade items of value to then sell in the auction house. This is where cheaper they would just send at a later date.
Right. Holy shit.
One thing I've been personally very curious about is how these gold sellers stay on the right side of the law when it comes to paying the tax man.
The tax? Dude, the government doesn't care about this. People that sell drugs pay tax. Like, as long as you give them their money, they're not going to care.
And is it even against the law? Well, just from doing some basic research, it isn't actually against the law to sell in-game currency in a video game. So Red Mage was able to just set himself up as a self-employed person with a self-assessment form and you're good to go. You can pay your taxes. Some people, however, decided not to do this.
Oh, and that's the issue, right? Is a lot of the people that do this kind of stuff never actually pay taxes on it.
Strategy is to make a fake company set up as company in a different country where the US can't legally operate.
Oh, yeah.
If you think about it, it's probably very difficult for the tax man to tax a gold seller. They are selling a digital product, it doesn't actually have a physical product. And on top of this, it's in a virtual make-up-believe world. Secondly, the world is run by boomers who struggle to even understand what World of Warcraft is.
Yeah, they're never going to figure this out ever.
A good real-life example of this from my personal life is when I have to write what I do for a living when getting car insurance. Strangely enough, YouTuber or content creator isn't in the database. The company that Red Mage originally sold gold to got into a lot of trouble for evading tax by making a shell company.
Shell companies? Oh, absolutely. MMO Pen got the first company I ever worked with. they got in trouble with both the IRS and the Federal Trade Commission.
Jesus.
They created a shell company in, I believe it was South Vietnam, to offload most of their sales to. They got busted for it because they were operating out of Montana, and they had a situation where both the IRS got on their and then the Federal Trade Commission got a raid of their servers in the U.S. that were, maintaining their website.
Bro, these guys got fucking swatted over this? Oh my god. Look at this. This is crazy.
Like, and
the FBI
within,
is
like,
involved.
a week,
Look at this.
Despite their background, within a week, that company is entirely gone. The last I heard, the person who was operating that website did I think about 3 years for tax evasion. I don't think the grandma did anything because she was like 85 and just didn't deal with her health problems.
This company also had a bot farming enterprise working in-house, but back in these days, most of their gold did actually come from manual farmers. As the price of gold began to depreciate, the gold selling companies had to look for new strategies to get gold, and this is when the practice of pre-logging entered.
Yeah, see, this is like another thing. Is a lot of the ways that like gold farmers make money is by just logging and hacking accounts, because then the players just get all their stuff back whenever they recover the account.
Game. This actually happened to me personally a few times back in the day. It's the reason why the Blizzard Authenticator became a thing. What would happen is, first of all, you get an email that looked like it was from Blizzard, and just from opening the email, this would install the keylogger onto your PC. Either that or you buy a game key from a dodgy website, and track what you are typing when you log into your account, and then that's it, game over. They have full access to your accounts.
A certain point after the gold starts getting down about $5 per thousand, a lot of companies start to realize it's much easier just to go fishing and see who they can catch and loot their account for everything they're worth than it was to just have some regular dude working at a desk job farming gold all day.
And the thing is also, like, a lot of the people that this happens to, they just recover their account and they get everything back. It's not even an issue. That happened to you? Holy shit.
Absolutely a problem. It still is a problem to this day, although the botting is more of an issue than just flat theft.
Although Red Mage didn't actually bot himself, he had many contacts in the industry who did on a large scale. Pretty much from the dawn of time, you've always been able to run a bot consistently for 2 to 3 months before you get banned. Now,
yeah, I'm not surprised about that.
Red Mage's theory on this is that Blizzard have always done this intentionally to farm a little sub-money on top of the money needed to buy the game, and furthermore to increase the amount of money that they can make in the future with the WoW token.
The thing is, that could be true. I mean, I can't imagine, like, I mean, it's, fuck. I mean, it's Blizzard, so who knows?
To confirm my theory that gold farming companies will reverse engineer the bots that you can find online with their own software engineering staff, and therefore no longer have to pay the initial fee for the bots on other websites. It's pretty simple basically. They can employ a freelance software engineer to reverse engineer the bot, and there you go, they have their own bot that they can operate in-house without any fees. Through the interview today, we talk about retail WoW and how a WoW token in the long term has changed the gold selling scene. Has it truly reduced?
Oh my god, look at all that stuff! Holy shit! All diligent farmers.
Really reduced and ruined the RMT process like Blizzard claims it does. Well, to nobody's surprise, it hasn't. Okay, not only can you actually now buy game time cheaper by purchasing WoW Gold on third-party websites than buying a WoW token to effectively play the game for half the price, it has also severely reduced the real money value of gold. Now 300,000 gold costs $11. That's a lot of cheddar for such a small amount of real money. And it's the direction that Referlich King Classic is now heading because they've got the WoW token in the game. All that really needs to happen is the gold sellers now have to undercut the WoW token, and therefore they have to run more bots on their PC to continue making the same amount of profits. And now with virtual machines, this honestly just isn't a problem for gold sellers at all.
Yeah, it's also because like running the game isn't that hard, right? Because like it's fucking RuneScape or World of Warcraft, so you can run, I don't know, probably like 10 virtual machines on one game. On one computer.
Just having to make a few changes to increase the amount of gold they are farming doesn't deter gold farmers in any shape or form.
Yep.
Effectively, Blizzard is setting by using the token, setting a price minimum.
Yeah.
And all the bots have to do is be below that.
Well, yeah, but I think that the more below it you are, the more you're going to sell. Because, like, you know, buying something for 10% less and then risking your account isn't as appealing as buying something for 50% less and risking your account.
At this point, it is just painfully obvious that the WoW token is in the game purely to make Blizzard more profits.
Oh,
And
yeah.
what's even more stupid is now that they're making more money with the WoW token, causing more profit, they're then not spending this profit on GM support.
People will argue that, oh, well, Blizzard's technically not selling gold. They absolutely are. There's no way for us to, for a player or a person to track if they're putting tokens up there themselves. We don't know the algorithm it uses to calculate it.
So this dude thinks that they're selling the WoW token. Blizzard is the one that's making the WoW token. I kind of don't think so, but who knows?
Price,
Who knows?
We do not know a lot of factors in how that is operating.
Yeah. What would you say? I feel like it'd get leaked.
So I don't know about you guys, but it really feels to me like Blizzard barely care about fixing RMT issues in the game. My theory is that they dedicate a very small budget for game master support, especially
there's like one guy.
for Wrath Classic. They are only doing the bare minimum to ensure that the situation doesn't become ludicrous to the point where bots never get banned and goes out of control. Honestly, I would argue that we're already halfway there. Bot accounts are able to farm for months and normally only get picked up by these big ban waves. And it's got me thinking, why are these big ban waves not happening once a week instead of only every few months?
Blizzard says that the reason why they don't do ban waves all the time is because they don't want people doing A/B testing and figuring out what exactly is triggering it, so they can change the bot. But the problem is that if you can make money botting and you know that the account will be profitable, the amount of money that you can make is just the amount of money of accounts that you can make yourself. So I think that it doesn't really work.
If it's a financial issue, then Blizzard just need to come correct and spend the money to employ GMs to find the bots and get them banned. The shorter a bot's life, the less profit they will make. They have to consistently ban bots fast enough in order to make the business unprofitable on a large scale.
Yep.
Then we'll just be left with idiots who use bots for personal use rather than companies running multiple computers with hundreds of bots purely for the sake of making a real-world financial profit.
Yeah, I mean, and those are the worst ones, right? Because that's where like 90% of the bots are, is like people with companies that are doing it, and they're running like 500 bots. Not just like one guy who's botting Warsong Gulch.
It's also extremely cringe when they announce in a blue post that they've had an account banning wave. It's like a child trying to get approval for a little scribble they've done in class to get stuck on the fridge. Like, f*** off, bro, seriously. They shouldn't be banning accounts once every few months and expecting us to be impressed. They should be doing big ban waves weekly to purge them out of the world. In
Well,
fact,
it's like what I've said before. If you can make your money back with the bot, the amount of money that you can make is just it's a matter of an algorithm, right? It's just simple math. But like, if you're making your money back every time that you start botting, why wouldn't you keep botting?
I don't think a bot should be able to function for longer than a few days without getting banned. They do these blue posts to get a pat on the back from us, but honestly, it's more of an embarrassment for them because they make themselves look like clowns. Fair enough, their warden system does seem to have elements that should be treated with legal issues. But I'm going to remind you of a little story that I've talked about on the channel before when I played a community Pokemon MMO. Now, I was botting this game. Alright, I admit it, get your pitchforks out. What I was trying to do is farm EP values on the little Paris Pokemon in Mount Moon. In fact, I wasn't even botting. I was actually just using Razor Synapse macros. levels. And after doing
That's
this
not
for
really
about 20 minutes, I was automatically flagged for botting and had to type in a captcha to verify that I was human. I don't see why Blizzard can't do something similar. Why can't they develop some kind of AI software that detects when you're doing something sus in-game? For example, a player these days very likely won't instance farm the same dungeon over and over longer than 2 hours. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if less than...
It's because they don't give a shit, that's why. Of course they can figure out all the people that are in Botanica that are botting. Like, how is it that the players know where the bots are? Everybody on YouTube knows where all the bots are. Everybody on Twitch knows where all the bots are. Everybody knows where the bots are except for Blizzard. Come on!
1% of players right now actually farm gold these days. So when an account is farming gold, it's already pretty suspicious. Make those accounts verify that they are human, or once they've done it multiple times, a GM then knows that that account is human and then they'll stop doing it. Or, you know, a GM will already be able to see when an account isn't a bot account. Because if they've been actively doing normal player stuff for years, like raiding, then it shouldn't really need human verification.
Right.
But if an account has done nothing but farm Botanica from the day of its conception, from the day that they paid for the level 70 boost, then obviously that's suspicious. There should be...
What are we even... Yeah, exactly. What are we even talking about? Somebody spends 18 hours or 23 hours a day in Botanica every single day. Come on!
A way of automatically detecting whether an account has done nothing but farm golds. Golds? I don't know why I said that.
Yeah.
Nothing but farm gold for a few days. And then a GM should be monitoring that account to see if it's a bot. Blizzard seriously need to invest in AI technology to help them in their fight against bots and actually employ more GMs for human...
I don't think they need to invest in the AI. They need to just invest into just hire people to fix it. Like, like if you guys think about it like this, if you had the tools that Blizzard probably has, and they gave you 8 hours a day to find bots, do you think you'd be able to find a lot of these bots and figure this stuff out pretty easy? Because I think I would.
Verification, especially before gold farming companies start investing in AI technology, because they definitely are.
Of course.
Another big issue is how RMT selling isn't against the law. Hopefully there will be progress made in the real world to introduce laws.
That's not going to matter.
And restrictions on the practice of RMT.
Yeah.
This would make it harder for the industry to function, which would be a great deterrent.
Yeah, it'll make it harder, but like it's already kind of harder for somebody to set up. Like I think it's kind of illegal to set up a business that's built off of breaking the terms of service of a game. Like if the business exists through an outcome of breaking the terms of service of a game, like it's not a legal contract in the same way, but to an extent it is. And I think that people have gotten shut down over that.
But the problem is, how do you make the practice in any shape or form illegal when it basically has no direct negative side effects on the real world? It only really affects the in-game world, and who cares about that in a courtroom full of boomers? Maybe an argument could be made that there is negative side effects in the real world for consumers of video games. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Be sure not to miss my next episode of Striking Advice, where we'll be going on an interview with an actual gold selling website.
Those won't do bad news.
Dublin.
Yeah.
Comes in my next video.
I do think that like if you're making a business off of another company's like I don't know, I think that like there's a line and doing this kind of does cross the line. I'm pretty sure that's the case. I think the problem is that Blizzard doesn't invest a lot into solving the problem and they just kind of let it happen because maybe they're making money off of it. And at the end of the day it doesn't really matter that much. Finally? Yeah, finally. You can never leave YouTube. Here we go. Somebody linked me this video.
Here's a fun fact. Did you know that if you compare my last 2 videos side by side, it looks like I'm having a schizophrenic mental breakdown?
Yeah, I actually messaged you because I thought there was something wrong. Yeah, I legit thought that... I thought that... Yeah, there's something straight up actually wrong.
Not that far from the truth, partner. And in my incredibly unmedicated state, I've come to drop a truth bomb so large, it's gonna make Oppenheimer look like Peppa Pig reruns.
It's showtime!
Your streamers have been lying to you. thought they'd been hiding a dirty little secret. No, this isn't about the crusty socks in their closet. This goes way deeper than that. This is about the meta. You may think your favorite gamer is married to Twitch. You might think he loves you, but you're...
There's a roach on the fucking... Isn't that crazy? Alright, we got him. We've unleashed the moth into the world. Cut it with the scissors, bro. It's a moth. Like, this is the way I look at it, right? Is that if it's not causing me any trouble, it's a fucking moth, bro. It's not like it's a wasp. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? It's fine. I think he shit in my hand, but that's the way it goes. You ate it, didn't you? No. Okay, let's go back. Cut him in half. No, I don't want to come in. It's a moth. He's not even supposed to be here.
Locks in their closet. This goes way deeper than that. This is about the meta. You may think your favorite gamer is married to Twitch. This is about the meta. You may think your favorite gamer is married to Twitch. You might think he loves you, but you're a special little boy, and that he absolutely will invite you to live in his mother's basement with him. But you're wrong. Because at the end of the day, every single streamer has but one dummy mommy they answer to. One infallible god that must never be questioned. You guessed it. YouTube. See, when YouTube isn't busy boosting ukulele predators to the top of the recommended page, they're busy having the best algorithm known to man. When it comes to getting finally discovered, YouTube is second to one! The Lucy Fire plushie! Which knows your exact location and IP address, link in the pinned comment below. But I mean, yeah, YouTube is still pretty good. You've probably noticed your video.
What the fuck? You laugh, you lose, and talking very sweetly with you? Oh my god.
Videos with only a couple hundred views getting recommended, or shorts with 2 likes, which shows that the algorithm is, in fact, algorithmic. But you know who has an algorithm so bad, so laughably terrible, so ridiculously scuffed, that 95% of creators see anywhere from 5 to 0 viewers for their entire career. That's right, baby! Twitch.tv! Let's face the facts. No,
it's true. Twitch, dude, the Twitch algorithm is literal dog shit. It is the worst algorithm that there is, because it's not an algorithm. Is there a big? Do you have a bigger number than the other guy? Is your number bigger? It is. Okay, well then you're ahead of him. He's a loser. You're gonna win. Bigger number, better person. Yep.
Nobody is building an empire of cringe on Twitch. 99% of streamers you watch started on some other website, almost always YouTube, and then slowly built their stream over time.
Yep.
Don't believe me? Big mistake. I have the power of God and analytics on my side. Here's a poll I did for the Demonites in my community. Side note, I can't believe someone's on my side. Here's a poll.
Answer. YouTube. Oh, people that found her from, okay. Yeah, mainly YouTube. 83%.
Did for the Demonites in my community. Side note, I can't believe someone had you watch Asmongold too. What, the bald man isn't enough to get you off anymore? You need some pixels to get you there? God, you are just like me. Anyway, the point
I felt like for a second I was watching one of those ASMR videos.
is leaving YouTube is a pipe dream. A delusion dreamed up by the utterly deranged and quite possibly one of the worst things you could do as a creator. Yep, all slaves to the red button, forced to behave and kept on a tight leash, so Big Corpo won't be mad they put an advertisement over my video teaching you how to perform fellatio on a Muppet. I mean, I haven't made that video yet, but I definitely will. Everyone wants an editor for a YouTube channel. Everyone wants to be clipped, and at least for me, I still have ideas and cringe content I want to write for video format and share with the world. And for that, there's no place better than YouTube.com, baby. So when the website punishes me by
Well, YouTube is the best platform because there's the most people that are on it, and it has the best search function. And, like, whenever you finish your stream is over. That stream never happened. Like, nobody cares about it. Like, so I'll give you such a good fucking example of what I think is wrong with Twitch. I think English Twitch is so played out, it's so dead, it's so stale, it's so fucking boring. And I will give you an example. Hassan, the other day, did a stream with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I know some of you guys aren't fans of her. I get it, AOC, you don't like her. Please try to think about what I'm saying without getting upset. I saw a thread about this, and everybody in the thread wasn't even talking about the stream. They were talking about how many viewers the stream had. That's it. It was all about the amount of viewers. Like, all of the comments, I was reading like hundreds of them. There must have been like 200 comments just about the viewership. It's nuts. Typical crabs. I don't understand it. It's just like he only had he only had 20K. Bro, he only had 20K view. He only had, bro, he only had that many. Oh my fucking god. Only 15K viewers watched. Like, what is this? Like, what's wrong with this fucking, oh my god. People are just like constantly conditioned to be like hyper-analyzing the number of people that are watching a stream so they can tell themselves, am I making a good decision with my life wasting the next 3 hours here watching somebody? Maybe he'll read my $2 donation where I call him a loser. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this platform? It's just so cringe. And that's the real issue. It's that people don't care about the content anymore. They don't care about whether something's interesting or not. They just care about, like, the clout or money or some sort of fucking agenda that they have. Nobody's doing content. Like, this is why I was so happy whenever Kai burned down his house for 4th of July. Thank God. That's somebody who actually wants to entertain a goddamn audience. He's there to put on a fucking show. He's there to make sure that people have fun watching. And you know what? I'm gonna fucking remember that Kai stream 2 years from now. But I'm not gonna remember the 7 other clock in, check out mentally. Let's watch 10 more YouTube videos. And by the way, I'm accountable for this. I'm not special, okay? I haven't tried very hard either, and it's my fault. But the thing is that I acknowledge that. It's fucking bad. I'm not perfect. The thing is that people aren't gonna remember, like, oh yeah, remember that one time that Asmon did the stream and he complained about Diablo 4? No, I don't remember that time. Which one was it? Was it the fucking, which month was that happened? I mean, really, it's just that, like, not every stream could be memorable? Yeah, but at least some could be, right? Hey, how about that? Holy shit. They'll remember the steak and pizza, though. Exactly. And where did the steak and pizza go? They went on YouTube. Because the moment that a stream is over, think about it like this. If you're a YouTuber, you have a YouTube channel that's popular. And it's all people, you go to your channel and like all of your videos have like millions of views, right? If you're a Twitch streamer and you're not live, you have 0 viewers. That's it. 0 viewers. It's transient. Yes, it's transient. Like, you have consistent entertainment. I try to be entertaining. I do. I try to, well, not always. But I sometimes try to be entertaining, right? And so, it's just, YouTube is so good. I can't get over like the amount of problems that like as I said, dude, Hassan gets a literal fucking senator on his stream, and they play video games together to support. I think it was like the protests or the strike, the writer's strike or something like that. And the only thing people can talk is representative. Like a literal like fucking like federal government representative, and all people can talk about is Jesus. That's just weird, man. It's so fucking weird.
All I can say is that while it is a very sad experience, I'm still glad I get to hang out with the YouTube.
What are the YouTube comments here?
Frogs.
I'll read some of these. Lucy becomes my wait, she liked this comment. Becomes my perfect woman more and more every day. And by perfect, I mean mentally, yeah. Yeah, I wonder where that's going.
My channel anyway.
She's feeding them.
I have a very cool cringe empire that helps me pay my bills when YouTube acts like my deadbeat father and refuses to shell out. The fact of the matter is that I will never truly leave this house site. Anything I say to the contrary is either an elaborate ruse or me leaving content creation entirely. All that is to say, sorry to anyone who I misled to believe I was quitting YouTube for real, but you're stuck with me for the foreseeable future. I will continue to be demonetized every time I use the English verb come and I face tyranny from the YouTube state. But together, we can raise our hands in prayer and show this website how much we love our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Sing it with me, Demon Knights. Jesus is King. Jesus is Lord.
Somebody's got to show this to Kanye.
About to start clapping. Jesus is King. Jesus is Lord. Jesus is all that you need. Jesus has come. Jesus has come. I want Jesus to rub his scruffy long beard all over my... We're all slaves to the red button, forced to behave and kept in a tight leash, so Big Purple won't be mad that there's an advertisement over my video teaching you how to perform fellatio on a Muppet.
I can fix it. For sure, man. Yeah. Yeah. Sure, man. Wow. You think you're giving YouTube credit where it's due without looking at the flaws? What are the flaws with YouTube? What are the things about YouTube that aren't great? Because I think that you're right. YouTube has flaws. That's true. YouTube is not perfect. But I think it's better than Twitch. Like, I mean, it's that simple. Yeah, Lucy is very funny. I remember watching her play Elden Ring. Lucy took like, it was like, what, 3 months to beat Elden Ring? Something like that. I was kind of impressed. It's like, I know people like to drag out content, but holy shit. That was like half of the year. It must have been, it's like half of the year she spent playing Elden Ring. God damn. Maybe it's, yo, thanks for the raid, bro. Appreciate it. What's up, boys? Hey. Yeah, if only YouTube had porn, it would be perfect, actually. Funny you should mention that. Yeah. DMCA and YouTube guidelines ad is suck. Yeah, but like Twitch has like rules too. I mean, fuck. Like I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying YouTube's perfect. I'm just saying that like I think that it's like if you want to grow a channel and be successful somewhere, I would say you should go to YouTube. Really. I think Twitch is not going to die, at least because it drops, but Twitch is 100% dying. Well, I mean, like, can't other platforms get drops? Why is Twitch the only platform that can get drops? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, I'm sure other platforms could probably get drops. So it's like, and like, you got to look at it from like the game designers, the game makers' perspective. Like, why would they not want somebody to have drops on YouTube? Like, YouTube is great. Yeah, YouTube can get drops as well. Yeah, YouTube does some drops. Yeah, there you go. Very strict limit supervision on content of streams. They're draconic in their monitoring of what you say. For example, you say fuck in the first 15 minutes and your stream gets demonetized, you're limited. Yeah, but like the thing is on Twitch, right, is like if you have accidental nudity, you also get banned, right? And so, or you can get banned for some shit you didn't even say. Like, both platforms have problems with moderation. I do think that YouTube is too draconian in the way that they do their streams, which is why I don't really want to go stream on YouTube, right? Unless they pay me a lot of money. Then I'll change my mind. But until then, you know, I probably would rather stream somewhere else. But that still doesn't matter because the video section of it is just so much better. So yeah, we love YouTube. But yeah, YouTube is great. She actually made a video about me in Final Fantasy before I started playing the game. That's whenever I learned about her channel. Twitch in the first 15 minutes of your account says 0. Yeah, not believing yourself and don't keep yourself safe. No, I feel like comments on a YouTuber's video the people, there are certain individuals that make comments like this. Yeah, I try to be fair, right? I do. I try to always be fair. First and straight up porn stars on Twitch.tv. Yeah, all whole life YouTubers streaming YouTube, pointing hundreds of thousands of views. Didn't see them complaining. Well, that's, I mean, I'm just saying, like, from what I've seen. Other people stream on YouTube, they do great. That's great. But I'm just saying, this is what my expectation is, what I've seen so far. I can't go into one of their chats 15 seconds before hearing some super creepy dono or reading a weird message. I like those. I like reading the crazy messages. I think they're funny. I'm gonna be honest. I think they're funny because it's like watching a crazy person. Like it's not like it is watching a crazy person. It's fucking funny. Crazy, yeah. Like there are some streamers. And like, especially there are like these like certain girl streamers, and this was like really common in 2018, is like you could watch the stream, and the funniest fucking thing would just be the chat. Just like the chat sitting there talking shit, saying stupid stuff. Like some guy who's like, you know, oh, I own a farm in like some European country. Please let me fly you out and you can ride horses and we can get married. And then the next person's calling her like a whore. And then the next person is like, when are you gonna play a video game? The next guy's like, oh, you're fat now. Then the next one is like, I love you. Please respond to my DMs. I've messaged you 73 times and you haven't responded. And it's like just all of these fucking just psychos that they're just dealing with. It's crazy. Yeah, big split moment. Yeah, it's just like you just see it. It's nuts. The bizarre differences between Diablo 4 and Path of Exile's bosses. All right, let's see it. This guy makes he does the most introspective videos about PoE. We've watched a number of them before.
Playing hundreds of monsters in sprawling areas is one staple of active role-playing games and MMOs.
Yeah.
But so is battling a boss one-on-one or facing a gauntlet of numerous powerful creatures all at the same time.
Sure.
Both Diablo 4 and my personal favorite ARPG, Path of Exile, contain these epic boss fights. While I'd argue that PoE wins almost every area of bossing, or the act of chasing and defeating bosses. It dominates Diablo 4 in the sphere.
Well, because there's more than one of them. That's one reason that it's better.
Progression, which we'll explore in full momentarily. First, let's overview what bossing is like in Diablo 4.
Yeah.
Then, we'll delve into PoE, why I think it's superior, as well as similarities and differences between the two games. All you D4 players out there, I know your potential exiles. I'm going to do my best to lure you in and capture your soul on the dark shores of Wraeclast and this lovely little game called...
Look how clean his fucking room is. Holy shit, where's all the garbage? And this guy says he plays PoE? I don't know if I believe this. Yeah, where's all the garbage? There's no garbage on the floor. There's no stains on the carpet. I don't know, guys.
Exile. Don't be intimidated. Come wreck some PoE bosses. Let's go. played a bit of Diablo 4, enough to fight every base boss in the game except the latest one introduced in Season of the Malignant. Unfortunately, only 2 bosses in the game are truly compelling presently. Astaroth, who is the second act boss, and Lilith, the final boss in the campaign.
I actually think Astaroth is a terrible boss. He does 3 mechanics on a timer that attack the exact same way. They're super easy to avoid. It is the worst fight. Like, yes, the attacks do a lot of damage, but they're so easy that it's actually not fun. It's too static,
Uber,
yeah.
Level 100 aspirational
I think
boss
Duriel
of
is
Diablo
better.
4. Across the ARPG, the boss design is quite standard, especially when it comes to dungeon bosses. The only truly interesting ones are found in the acts, a single unique endgame only boss guarding the path to the 3rd difficulty mode, and some tougher echoes, which you fight to ascend to the next world tier, or finish the game in the case of Uber Lila. Already, this is a problem for those who enjoy bossing. There are too few interesting pinnacle boss challenges in the game.
Well, the reason why bossing is good is because it provides people a different way to play the game, and it's a different way of gearing and a different way of thinking about achieving goals in the game.
However, that's not the biggest Diablo 4 boss problem, potential exiles. Most of the boss fights aren't compelling.
The problem with the boss fights is that the mechanics are trash. That's the problem with them. It's really not complicated. The mechanics just suck.
And the few that are do not reward you for completing them. Right now,
I think Curator is a good boss. I actually would say Curator is one of the better bosses in Diablo 4.
Rewarded for fighting these pinnacle bosses by progressing to the
Basically,
next
so the way that you can determine whether a boss is a good boss or not in Diablo 4 is the frequency in which you fight them. If you never fight this boss, it's a great boss. If you fight it one time, then it's also a great boss. I guess all bosses you play the game, you fight them once, right? If you only fight it once, it's a great boss. If you fight it 2 times, it's probably also a great boss, very good boss. But if you have to fight it regularly every single time that you do a dungeon, then it's not a very good boss.
Or, in the case of Uber Lilith, an achievement and chance at a mount skin. That's all. Seriously.
An achievement, oh
Some
wow.
PoE players listening might be puzzled, but you've heard me correctly. Bosses, even pinnacle bosses in Diablo 4, do not have unique items or specific loot tables attached to them.
No, of course not. You can't, bro, you can't have the people that play the game and are good at the game, you can't have them receive soulbound items in a 3-month season that will then be deleted later on. You can't, bro, that would break the game. Imagine if the people that beat the hardest content in the game get gear to where it's easier to beat more of the hardest content in the game. Like, dude, like, it would break Diablo 4. Everybody would just be out there killing pinnacle bosses and nobody'd be doing any other content. People just start the season, kill Uber Lilith, and then the season's over. What's the whole point? It doesn't make any sense.
It's a deliberate decision, likely a result of access to Diablo 4's pinnacle bosses. It's infinite, unlike PoE, and merely has a character level requirement attached to it. So that's all in D4. You progress through act bosses, a series of pinnacle tier bosses that are mostly reused act bosses, plenty of nightmare bosses who are the same as normal dungeon bosses, and then, eventually, when you hit level 100, you can attempt to down Uber Lilith as the final. And then, eventually, when you hit level 100...
This is why it's bad. Oh, he went back into it. Okay, all right. Still kind of garbage, though, I'll be honest. I still think that's kind of garbage.
You can attempt to down Uber Lilith as the final pinnacle boss, which is a massive challenge for most players, as almost all her abilities one-shot most builds. It doesn't reward anything besides prestige. There's no reason to farm or risk it unless you're seeking that sweet prestige.
Sure.
There is one more piece of bossing that D4 has over Path of Exile: world bosses. As Diablo is an open world game, it is surely needed to contain some huge monsters to down in that vast space.
Oh yeah.
Currently, it has 3. These creatures are imbued.
Yeah, Avarass, Walking Death, that usually doesn't walk, he just floats around. What is that? And fucking Ashava.
Massive power. But like world bosses in many other MMOs, they're simply loot pinatas on every single tier of difficulty. They look phenomenal,
wandering.
yes, but they're easy, don't drop engaging loot, and are even difficult to track, spawning at odd times many hours out from the next world boss. Now, we're finished. Let's tackle Path of Exile's bosses and bossing system.
Here we
this
go.
game has way more bosses and far more reasons to fight them compared to Diablo 4. Plain and simple, the latter is the more important part. A caveat, of course, is Path of Exile's existence. It has been out way longer than D4. Regardless, there.
How long was Diablo 3 out? How many pinnacle bosses did that have?
Are two simple things Blizzard could have pushed for here. A single set of bosses unique to endgame, and a reason to actually slay and chase those bosses. Let's really dig into how Path of Exile does it. Each of Path of Exile 1's 10 acts concludes with a unique
Kitava clears any boss in Diablo 4. Any boss. Kitava's better than any boss.
act boss, with a bit of repetition in Act 5 and Act 10 fights with various Kitava forms. Afterward, you hit Path of Exile's endgame, primarily focused around the Atlas of Worlds, which I discussed in a previous D4 and PoE comparison video. In the Atlas, you steadily progress battling map bosses, which are reskins of campaign act and area bosses, albeit sometimes with different abilities and plenty of unique modifiers. Then, you'll hit the current set of endgame story bosses, the Infinite Hunger, who guards the way to the Eater of Worlds, and the Black Star,
which is dude, these fights are so badass. Like, I think Infinite Hunger and fucking whatever this guy, I don't even remember this dude's name. I literally just saw it. Black Star. Like, some of the mechanics these bosses have are kind of stupid. But goddamn, they're better than the Diablo ones. I'll tell you that.
That's the path to the Searing Exarch.
Look at this, dude. The fury of 1,000 suns.
Sweep through maps.
Watch this,
in the
dude.
Atlas to reach those 4 Eldritch
Look at those
Horrors.
hitboxes.
For the first time, you'll also encounter the Maven, an ally who loves to watch you fight, and eventually
Exarch is so
beckons you to
good.
take a stab at her in her own arena. Plus, he also allows you to collect and fight bosses in that arena, stacking up to 10 map bosses and a variety of other special invitations involving bosses we're about to discuss.
I feel like those are kind of like the Maven invitations are kind of goofy in my opinion. Like I think it's basically just a boss rush that people that have really good gear can do.
These can be imbued with various modifiers. Once you hit the highest range of maps, red maps, tiers 14 to 16.
How many of you guys have gotten shotgunned by Veritania's first attack and killed you? I've had that happen to me many times.
You begin finding Elder.
You know what the
Shaper.
fucked up thing about this NPC is that I remember one time I was playing the game and it was like 5 in the morning and one of her voice lines is, "How have you ever seen the sun, Exile?" And I took that personally.
Red maps, tiers 14 to 16, you'll begin finding Elder, Shaper, and Conqueror Guardian maps. These areas are influenced by powerful past endgame entities and their protectors. Killing these guardians, of which each are unique endgame bosses, rewards you with portal fragments that eventually allow access to yet another set of historic pinnacle bosses. The Shaper, PoE's first truly iconic endgame boss, the Elder, the Shaper's counterpart, and Cirrus, the Awakener of Worlds, one of the most rage-inducing
Piece of shit fights, garbage fucking fight, terrible trash fight, fucking sitting with your minions standing in the black zone. You can't see what's going on because there's a crater on top of a crater. Literally the most dog shit fight in the game. I remember whenever it came out, I mauled it so hard. Fuck this fight.
Red spawn fights
No, I beat it.
in
I
Path
probably
of
beat it before
Exile.
you did.
But that's not all. On top of this, you can use PoE's Atlas passive skill tree to fight Uber versions of most of these pinnacle bosses.
And you
While
can
the-
also fight Uber versions of the bosses. So like, for example, you can fight Uber Shaper with Maven influence.
Uber versions don't gain brand new abilities. Their fights are changed in meaningful ways.
Yeah.
A single projectile spell might now shoot multiple projectiles. A certain crutch in a difficult phase might now be gone. An ad might spawn when it didn't before.
Searing
They all
Exarch.
become much harder Plus, using the Maven, you can capture most of these pinnacle bosses too, and fight them.
Look at how well this is designed compared to Lilith's waves in Act 1, or Phase 1. Like, let's just go back and look at this again, okay? Look at how well this is. How well this is designed. It's actually how good this is. It's fucking insane.
Spawn than it did before.
Just
All
bigger
become
numbers, yeah.
much harder.
You actually
fights.
tell where not to stand.
Plus,
Yeah, and it's
using
obvious.
Maven, you can capture most of these pinnacle bosses too. And fight them all at once in her arena.
Yep.
There is a particular
can't do
invitation
Syriac
called the Beard that allows you to fight a set of truly formidable bosses for a tremendous reward. I won't deeply explore any of the extra content systems beyond the
Yeah, he's not even talking about, like, yeah, he didn't even bring up Breach bosses or Delve bosses or can you still fight Ashabi in Harvest? There's that, and then Vortex, yeah, Catalina, yeah, not Catalina, is her name Catalina? Something like that. Adziri, the Abyss bosses, yeah, the Abyss boss, Katarina, yeah.
Atlas and all their associated bosses. The trio of compelling battles in the Azurite Mine of Delve, Queen Adziri, the first pinnacle boss added to PoE, the Beyond Demon bosses, or any of the numerous others. For now, we'll simply
The
stick
exact
to
ones I
the
mentioned.
Atlas of
Yeah,
Worlds.
got it.
Even just with that system, there's a ton of progression. You move from one boss to the next, each of them unique and not encountered before in the normal campaign.
Yeah, it's not like you're fighting like Infinite Hunger at like level 13 and now he's stronger and he's back for more. You just spawn in and you fucking fight this guy.
Additionally, this progression path is mostly up to you. Once you fight the core Eldritch bosses, you can sprawl out and pursue any of the others at your own leisure. Plus, these extremely challenging encounters can reward you with powerful items that—
Like this item, by the way, Asses of the Stars, this shit sells for like it sells for like gold cap in WoW. Yeah, I know, it's 28 divines whenever I was gonna buy it. It's actually just like a fucking ridiculous item. It's like this item's disgusting.
Only drop from them, or when you beat some of them for the first time, they allow you to expand your Atlas passive skill tree,
look at that.
or shape your Atlas further by allowing you to favorite certain map designs you enjoy. It's a beautiful system that's taken years to iterate on, but it's been freely available to study for many, many years.
Yeah, like they could have done this. Yeah.
So
way too dang. I understand. Like, listen, I think that PoE has a lot of problems with like new players and them getting overwhelmed and intimidated. I totally understand that, but trust me whenever I say that it's not as complicated as it looks. And once you see what's really going on here, it's easy to understand. But yes, I hope that in PoE 2 they make it way simpler.
What's the disconnect here? Where are the differences? Truly, it appears to be two big things. First is a clashing ideology between the Blizzard developers and the ARPG player base trying their game. The second is the increasingly obvious sped-up development and premature release of Diablo 4. Beginning with the former idea, Blizzard really wanted to build a Diablo MMO, somewhat mixed with ARPG elements.
Yeah.
That's what it seems to be. World bosses are cool and all, but aren't great in an ARPG wherein they die almost instantly and provide nothing of real value.
I like world bosses. I think world bosses in Diablo 4 are a W. Because they give people with really good gear the chance to just like destroy a boss in front of a bunch of other people and show off. I think they're cool. I do think that there should be a way to fight the world bosses solo and have the bosses do a few more mechanics though.